we have the whole situation with Zealk, and let's see here. But we're also at the end of combat too, so
Was it actually over the last time?
yeah. So there's only 2 Arcocker left. One of them's at no health. You'll easily destroy him. There's another one with a decent amount of health, and he has given up the fight. He has actually kicked down Zealk and started to leave.
I'm relatively sure we killed those guys that were up there on the.
No, not in there. They're in that little big like fuck room that's been happening.
I think it was said at the end of the last session that you guys can. It's safe to assume they are dead. We will kill them as they attempt to flee.
Gotcha.
Alright, so that's what you want to do. You want to kill them?
Are they the ones that... Wait, I'm actually lost in the map, sorry.
Oh,
I don't think they're on the map anymore.
Oh, I see. I see.
They've all been moved. I'm just wondering what you wanted to do with the last Arcocker, because you can easily catch up to them and kill them. Let's see.
Run them down with the ship.
Ooh, I like that.
The ship is limping, isn't it? I thought it was broken.
It is.
It's got Iris driving. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh my god, you actually want to pilot it?
Nobody else could get up there fast enough, so he went back up, and he's gonna push buttons and hope that it doesn't blow up stuff.
Thanks, Iris. My usual policy.
Yeah, I can just see that guy and just shoot a little bit of a firebolt at him. Just, you know.
And the items I put on her as well. Damn it. Okay, whatever. Well, I remember it all, so we'll just not have visuals today, I guess.
I feel you.
I hate this is the first time Roll20's actually fucked me over. Like, even reset my color as well.
Really? Oh, man.
It reset my settings too. Like, I loaded in and saw myself on my webcam. Like, what the hell's going on here?
Oh, that's bad. That's like I've never been that bad. Oof. Roll20.
Like, it was a heavy reset on everything. I don't know what they did.
It's times like this that I'm like, you know, I've heard of some other tools that can do everything Roll20 does and some stuff better. Just debate switching to that at some point.
D&D integration app does pretty well, but like, I've already got my stuff in Roll20. That's where I've put most of my money at. I'm just gonna stick with it,
Yeah,
for better or for worse.
Plus, they have the best group finding of any of the other ones.
That's true, but once you get a good group, you know, I heard map tools. I think that's what the thing was called. You can do a lot of stuff with that.
Creating maps, I use a different program anyway, but...
Well, it's called map tools, but it's just like, it keeps track of notes. Like, it's like Roll20's interface, except you can like rotate and like 3-dimension, 2D.
There are
2D
a few other websites, like world building websites, that I've been like looking into, but a lot of them want money, and I can just use Microsoft Word.
If you have stuff on Roll20, you don't, and also if you just Word, you don't really need anything else. It's just, it helps.
I've got Microsoft Word. I've got like half this stuff already wrote out. But either way, so I guess we should jump in it. I think everybody's here.
Yeah, wait, sorry. Right before.
Go ahead.
Lore question. So these guys, these Arcona, that's what they're called. They're not like summoned creatures, right? Like they're actual teleported here from somewhere else. That we established that.
Yeah, they are Arcockra. They are actually the sheer strut slavers. The device you got was called the Slammer device, which I wrote an entire essay on that thing, and it's gone now. So we're just gonna gonna tell you what it does, and I'll rewrite it later.
Thanks. Okay, so there's no real need to be worried about like souring relations with them later, because I mean they're slavers. So I assume we're not going to have good relations anyway.
Oh no, they belong. They belong to one of the Mechanolords back in the Earthen Kingdoms. Basically, one of the essentially 7 kings. They're not.
Yeah, well, who needs good relations with the kingdoms? I mean, like, come on. We've got a state, you know better.
We have a ship too, so we should be fine.
They're only. I mean, we only killed what, 20 of them. They're fine.
We can repair the ship with wings to give it flight.
Oh man, that was
from the dead Arcockra.
Oh no.
Oh, speaking of, are we still going down?
Yeah. So
I'm working on it.
yeah. So the ship is slowly falling. It isn't actually like dropping dead out of the sky. So with the last session, so we'll just kind of jump into things here. With the last session, we ended combat, nearly killing Zealk. Thankfully, she made that very final save and ended up with 4 health. Then we realized, oh wait, that's Zealk. For the new people, yeah, for the new people, Zealk's been a long-time companion, all the way back during the first adventure. She was the courier who would deliver items across the continent, because she was part of the Happy Harpy Couriers. She joined the guild because of the lack of people. Basically, they needed people. She joined. She had a family, and she needed the guild's money in order to support her family.
The adventurers.
Yeah, the explorers, but the same thing. Yeah. That's what it was originally named. I thought it was too cliche, but I still call it the Adventurers Guild too. But Zealk, and that's basically what Zealk's been doing here. She's been helping the refugees because her entire race was a refugee race. And Luna, the person who came on board with us, is actually the last chieftain. Her people are scattered. Her people are separated out in the world. And basically, if there's anybody to unite her people, it will be Luna. And this is why Zealk was with her.
Okay, so I mean she's not evil, right? She hasn't been evil, like this is strange behavior.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I guess my character wouldn't know that, so I just joined.
Yeah, you just kind of joined. You have heard of Zealk before. She was the ex-courier, but she was another group here. I'll probably mentioned her to you. A long-time member of the guild. Well, not a part of the guild, but joined recently, but has always been allies with the guild. Other than that, let's see. So she is on the floor, bleeding, dying, almost near death. Jaeger has the device that was allowing her to summon things. And other than that, the engine room is on fire. For those of you who back here in the engine room, Baugh, Mel, and Archimedes are in the engine room. They see that a lot of the engines are on fire. Half of the engines are on fire. The other 3 are fine and are just kind of overworked as they're trying to keep the ship afloat. You all will hear over the intercom Double G for Mel and Archimedes, she runs over the wall, grabs onto something, and you hear her voice broadcast across the thing, and simply saying, "If y'all are done now, the engines are going. Any help we could use? Fires down here. Any help at all? We're falling fast." And
All right. Can Archimedes cast Ghost of Wind to put out the fires?
Yeah. So
fellows.
Then you have Zealk, who is on the floor dying back here. So whatever you all want to deal with first, but essentially you all have about an hour before you hit the ground. So we'll just we'll go in order here. What everybody wants to do. Mel, you don't know that Zealk is dying in the floor in the forward room, but you do know the ship is going down. How do you want to try to aid the efforts of maybe repairing the ship, keeping it afloat, or maybe heading out and seeing what's going on elsewhere? How do you want to try to help the situation?
Hold on, I'm looking up the spells from the blue satyr magic item to see if any of them might be useful for putting out fires. No, that's on the creature. No, that sounds like it would destroy them. Okay.
You are first in line, so we can come back to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action to cast Mending on 1 cubic foot of engine once the fire has been put out.
This is going to take more than a single turn and thing, so we're not doing a turn thing. Basically, in the next hour before the ship crashes down, how is everybody going to try to resolve this situation? How are they going to deal with Zealk, or are they going to help the ship from falling?
Well, I'll help with the engine because I don't know about Zealk. I'm gonna use mending to try and fix them.
All right. Mending is a 1-minute cast time. It'll be hard to do anything with it, especially fast enough. So we're going to eventually do a roll, but I'd like for y'all to describe how you all are going to try to keep yourselves from crashing into the ground. Iris, what are your thoughts?
Iris is going to cast a spell to prevent us from crashing into the ground. So at 7th level, he is going to cast... Where the fuck is it? Conjure Animals. I don't know where the spell is in my book at the moment because I can't find it. But anyways, he's going to cast that and he's going to summon... What did I calculate? 16 large bats.
Nice.
Oh, we did the math on this, didn't we?
We
sure did.
Failed at the math at this.
We did fail at the math. I blame myself because I actually was doing the math. So, all right.
So he's going to get out a whole flock of bats and have them go to different corners of the ship, grab onto something that is steady, and begin to flap as hard as they can to attempt to at least slow the descent, if not completely stop the descent.
I can just picture them accidentally pulling the ship to bits because it's about as tough as wet tissue paper.
All right. I think this is...
That spell was an accident. I was trying to check the description, sorry.
I think this is correct. Oh, it's because it's size large, it's times 2. I think. Right? If it's size large, it's double the carry weight.
Yes.
Okay.
So it'll be... What was their strength score?
15, and it's 15 times that for their carry weight, and that's times 16 because there's 16 of them. So.
Also, be right back, so I gotta use the restroom.
It'll be 30. So there's 15 times 30 times 16. What's the 2 times that for?
Because they are large creatures.
It's large.
Okay, so you do it that way.
So it's 15 strength times 15, which is the
72,000 pounds.
Yes.
7,200.
7,200.
All right. Well, the ship weighs the size of the ship. It's made of metal and a lot of other stuff. It does weigh quite a bit. You will prevent the falling of it, or at least delay it enough time. Probably buying us another hour to try and get things fixed. Let's see, because I imagine something this tall, this long, probably weighs an absolute shit ton.
I'm sure it does. It's not a complete prevention, but it buys us time.
It buys us time, yep. So you spend the next hour, you summon these animals, you basically direct them on how to lift and carry, basically guiding them around. That's good. They grab onto a few panels and chains here and there, just pulling them off till they finally find a good, grasping point. It's difficult for them to do so. As I said, there's not a fantastic place just to do this kind of thing, but they are able to do it.
And then Iris is going to do his best impression of GG flying the ship, which is probably not great.
All right, you give me a. I want you to give me an investigation.
Well, the problem is I'm good at that.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's got to be the best part I've ever seen.
You realize the ship the controls are locked to fly straight, and to gain altitude, fly at a certain level. There's an autopilot sort of thing going on. You're not quite sure how to override that, but you know how to look at the controls and tell if something's wrong, at least.
It's broken.
There you go. So we'll move on. Archimedes, how you want to help? Double G is down here frantically trying to fix the engines.
I'm going to cast Gust of Wind to help put out the fires that are in the engines, so that it's easier to, mend those places.
Gust of fires?
Yeah, well, if all the fires are put out, I would also like to help with mending as well.
I'm forgetting that you have mending, because, usually you're breaking things and not mending them.
What an insinuation. What slander.
Alrighty, so using the mending and both of you trying to put out the fires, mending is going to be useful for critical areas, though most of it is just going to require a lot of hard work. She may eventually ask you all to stop doing that and take a wrench to this pipe over there and tighten it up or close something here and there. But with your magical efforts, you're putting out the fires and trying to repair the engine between the both of you. Let's see. Using spells and whatnot. Mason, you hear this announcement over the intercom saying the ship is going down. She needs help from anybody who can. You also see this half-dead Zealk just kind of sitting down in the corner, bleeding out, basically.
Mason turns, puts his two hands on Valman's shoulders and says, "I trust you can keep her from dying and keep her from leaving." And then he'll sprint off to go help with the repairs, but also figure out how this thing works. I'd like to assist with the ship using mending, and then also I have Tinker's tools, and I'm skilled with machines and whatnot, so I'm going to try to learn what I can while I'm fixing it.
So you're going to head down to the engine room to help out?
Yep.
Alrighty, well, we'll call for some rolls here in a second to kind of see what we can get going on. Our dwarven friend, Malman, not the screen, not seeing what your name is.
Oh god, yeah, Valman. Okay, so can I use survival to tie her up? Or is that a different skill?
I had directions from Mr. Jaeger about the situation, what he wants to try to do in this kind of situation. He is going to kind of guide her and protect her. He is actually going to protect her, not Jaeger. Don, wherever the hell he went off to.
Wait, so protect from me tying her up?
From anybody from trying to kill her. That's what Don wanted to do. He wanted to kind of resolve the situation with her. So he's not going to let you kill her, but if you wanted to tie her up, if you've got any kind of rope or anything,
Yeah, I'm actually not sure if I have that in my inventory. Or, to be honest, well, no, that's not true. I have an immovable rod, so I do have... Yeah, I don't have any rope. Okay, that's fine. I can just heal her.
And I'm just guessing that if Iris were to decide to kill her, he'd let her. He'd let him.
Oof. Okay, so if she's not really a threat, then I can heal her with a second level, since I don't have any rope, right? I can heal her with a second level Cure Wounds. That'll be 2d8 plus... what's my caster level?
Basically your spell casting stats, what it does, if you just click on your spell book, it should automatically cast it. There you go. So you heal her for 15. That's good. Sure, she's no longer in danger of bleeding out. She is down on the ground, very wounded, beaten up, blinded, scorched.
Solid.
Yeah. Don seems to be sitting above her with his gauntlets, make sure she doesn't get away. If you'd like to tie her up, I think it would not be very hard to find some rope or some restraint somewhere on this ship and use it on her.
50 sheets of Zealk.
I can do that. Oh, jeez. Okay, if I can do that, solid.
I mean, the supply room is right behind you underneath this field of corpses of our Cocker that I moved here. So, the supplies are out there.
So, just a sec, trying to move my character sheet out of the way so I can actually move my token over there and go find stuff.
Alright, so that would probably take you a while to do. Is there anything else you'd like to try to do? After
not really.
dealing with Zealk?
Because, I mean, I don't really know anybody here, so I think I would just go do the thing.
Alright. You would know Ba. He was kind of your recruiter. You're not sure where he went off to, but you know he was guarding the doors the last you saw him to the engine room. Alrighty. So basically, what I'm trying to say is basically describing what we're doing for the next hour to try to keep the ship from falling.
Okay, noted.
So you're basically dealing with the Zealk situation, rounding up the Arcrocker, and make sure everybody's either dead, restrained, or what have you. Let's see. Double G will be doing that. We'll move back to Mel. Have you kind of... You still stuck to the mending and trying to help out?
Yep. Mainly because I don't know about Zealk yet, but also because all of this is for nothing if we crash and die anyway.
Alrighty.
Valid.
So, from Archimedes, Mel, and... Guess we'll get one from Baugh and Mason. Let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. Clicked off the game. Let's just, I want to say, has to be an intelligence check of some kind. I'm trying to figure out which one it might be. Repairing the ship. Well, we'll just get straight intelligence checks from all of you, unless you have a tool that can really help out.
Oh no.
Does the Tinker's Tools count?
Tinker's tool does count. You can roll that with your intelligence. Archimedes, do you have anything special for it?
Just my, Artificer's lore.
Alright, history check related magic item, objects, or technological devices. Yeah, so you can use that. So from the two of you, we'll get straight intelligence checks, and you can use your Artificer's lore with it. And Mason, we can get your tools. So
yeah, I rolled them. They weren't great.
Yeah, so 13. Let's see. And for Archimedes and Mel, give me an intelligence, just a regular intelligence check, not a saving throw.
I'm not very intelligent, you guys.
Oh, whoops. Let me try that again. There we go.
And you get double your bonuses, so that's plus another 5.
That's correct.
Alrighty. So you rolled really high, Mel failed hers, and I think between the three of you, you were successful in doing what you were set out to do. You managed to get the engine a little under control. Iris, why don't you give me an animal handling check for your summoned birds, just to see how well they respond to you. Alrighty, sounds good. And let's see, Dawn is going to do that. Valman's did that. So Valman has adequately dealt with the situation, gathered up all the Arcrocker, and is dealing with the aftermath of the fight.
Hooray.
And this was going to be a group check, and between all of your rolls, that is a success. So with you managed to get the fires out, fix the major parts that are wrong with the engine. It did take you a little bit to do. Mel and Mason didn't help out too much, but they were there to offer assistance. But Jaeger did buy enough time. Iris did buy enough time for you all to get the engines fixed, restarted, and back going again. I have the wrong music going. Alright. So the ship was falling. It's not now. It's starting to get altitude. Double G will just kind of fall to the ground and exhaustion. Thankfully, you able to get the engine back under control. Let's see. For those who worked on the engine,
this is what you get for making an airplane out of toothpaste.
It's the best I can do under a budget, okay? Anyway, she'll come out of the engines and ask for those who still want to help that she'll keep an eye on it for now. If things go out of control again, she'll call for help. But she's gonna go back to the control room to make sure all the readings and everything are okay. And for the rest of you, Valman, what would you want to do with Zealk? Are you just going to leave her in this room, or do you want to bring her somewhere?
I think... I'm not sure, to be honest, because I don't think... I mean, I'm not going to bring her to my room, right? So I think leaving her in there is fine, so long as she's tied up and actually secure.
Hearing combat in, Luna and Rahza will kind of come back out to see what's going on. They'll help you out in the engines as well. It is a little too hot down there. They want to singe their feathers, so they're not going to come down and help. They'll be more mesmerized by the flock of giant bats outside that are keeping the ship afloat. And with them, you're able to get back to this altitude pretty fast. As after the ship is repaired, it just kind of shoots up into the sky thanks to them. Can't remember what the other voice. Luna will eventually... Rahza will come out of the room first, kind of keeping her staff armed. She locked herself up in the room to make sure no one got to Luna. And when she gives it all clear, Luna will eventually creep out, look around to you guys. Is the fighting over?
Wait, where's she coming from?
She's coming into the common room here. I guess Mel and everyone else that's down the engine room be up here by now.
Yes, I'll say.
Oh, Mel, Luna is a mysterious hooded figure that came on board in the middle of the night. She was smuggled on here.
Yeah, I remember. Isn't she some kind of like very important harpy in hiding?
Yeah. Which she said she was the last remaining chieftain of all the tribes of harpies. All the other chieftains died at the summit, and basically she is the last voice of her people, and she's looking to try to find a way to unite her people again.
Well, here's a head of state that I think we'd be much better off being friends with than the Mechano Lords.
Her current plan was to head to the desert, down to the Air Genasi capital, so because they agreed to give her people refuge.
Hey, wait, we were heading towards the Patalia King. Wait, where were we heading again?
We are heading to the ice drifts. It passes close to the desert.
We're going in the opposite direction to where I thought we were. Okay, you know, I mean, like, I'm all for harpies, more political power, sure.
Right now, their race is kind of scattered and spread out. Their homes are lost. I think Iris and Dawn offered her people refuge with the Batalias, or the Batalia kingdoms. So that's an idea for her to go seek out afterwards. But basically, anyway, that's basically what she says. That she's the last hope for her people. That she's going to try to basically unite all of her harpy race, and so they're not, scattered to the wind. Give them somewhere to go.
Wait, sorry, kind of meta question. Why are we helping the Mechanolords again? We need their help for something, but I can't remember what it was.
They have a piece of machinery that we need to break into the Fire Genasi kingdom.
We need a drill for a volcano.
A giant-ass drill that we already paid for, but apparently, production was halted or something.
The thing was never finished, and then all this stuff happened, so they could not dedicate any more time or resources to side projects other than creating soldiers to fight off the Titans.
Gotcha.
So dumb, we paid for it already. Or I'll say, I use the royal we here, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, we can't exactly demand a refund from a kingdom, right?
I mean, we totally could, but we still do need that drill. Unless anyone else comes up with a different idea for breaking into a volcano and none of us are fireproof.
We fireproof my car.
And listen to himself. Wait, there's a ball of vulnerability or something?
That is an option, but another thing is going into the Fire Kingdoms is a problem of itself because there's an entire army between you and them.
Yeah, well, maybe we could go in as tourists and not as like an invading force.
So I'm gonna do it. There's only like what, 5 of us?
I could disguise the car.
As what?
I do have seeming, so I don't know.
Cart.
What? I was thinking we could just make it go flying. I don't know. If someone casts invisibility on me, it could also target the cart, and then we just go invisible. Oh, everyone else would have to be invisible too. All right. Anyone know mass invisibility? Basically, just kind of walks around looking at the crowd.
I have greater invisibility, but not mass invisibility.
What's
Can't
greater?
really cast it in an area, so I mean, you know.
There you do have other alternatives. Oh.
But I do have pass without trace.
Oh, that's such a good spell, especially for all of us ungraceful fools.
Iris always has that up as
I do know a trick.
he has his magical staff of always being able to cast it for free.
Nice.
That's pretty good. I do know a trick that could help. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go on.
No, it's all right. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that like Pass Without a Trace is so good because a lot of us are very unstealthy.
Which is unfortunate. I'll be the stealth element, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do have a spell that could be pretty useful if we just wanted to, you know, quickly get through. So
always green, solid.
Yeah, well, this is like originally was from Modern Magic UA stuff, but it kind of applies here. But the big thing is, grants advantage on dexterity stealth checks since the target always finds a handy piece of cover available. Has advantage on all ability checks made to drive a vehicle. So if we're trying to outrun someone or escape, that could also be useful, and we'll never run into like, oh, a cart tipped over, because synchronicity prevents that kind of shit from happening.
That spell is basically just you become the main character for a small bit of.
Yeah, you get plot armor.
Yeah.
You move at the speed of plot.
You know, I feel like this might be a good idea. Like, could we like demand a refund and then use the vehicle instead?
Solid.
I think
Let me put a drill on the front and I got this.
That's pretty good, actually. Of course, we still need to spend the money somewhere else to get a drill, right? So.
Yeah. Well, we need the drill part, and then Mason kind of thinks to himself, like in his head, he's just imagining a very overly complicated contraption to attach whatever shit we come up with to his car.
It's hard saying,
Bit of a one-trick pony there. Careful now, or something terrible might happen to your car.
It'll get better. It's not here right now. It kind of exploded, but it did its job. And he salutes. But I don't know. We have a few options.
Alright, well, you all are more than welcome to try to tackle on the army and the entire Fire Kingdom by yourselves. That is always an option.
I gotta do it.
But for now, you all have put out the fire. The ship is no longer in danger of falling. Let's see. It does look pretty bad, worse for wear. You do hear a bit more clattering here and there, but with a little bit of time of patching it up, you feel it'll be back to normal, semi-running state it was before. Let's see. After that, I guess you have all of the bodies of the Arakocra, and of course Zealk, who is tied up and restrained in the other room. I don't think Mel or Ba know what's going on with Zealk, nor do Luna or Rahza.
We do not know.
Neither does Archimedes, I don't think.
Oh, hey guys, I feel like I should mention this. Mason kind of steps up, remembering. You know that little harpy, and he describes Zealk?
Oh yes, good thing that you distinguished her from the other two little harpies here.
The one with the Z name. I can't remember that one. That one with the Z name.
Yes, Zealk.
Yeah, that's the one. She's a traitor, and she summoned all the bad guys.
She what?
And he points to like the pile of corpses in the other room.
Yeah.
So I don't
No,
know how
wait,
you guys feel about torture. You know, I'm kind of neutral.
No, wait, hold on, slow down. Tell me what happened.
Well, from what I could gather, he recalls how he was trying to watch her as she was spinning in the 360 for half the time. She had this thingy. Who has the thingy? And he like walks around looking for who has the device right now.
I think
Dawn.
Dawn has it.
Dawn, yeah, he walks over to Dawn. It's Dawn. You got that thingy that the traitor had?
He presents it to you. I'm not doing his voice, but yeah,
Oh,
he
I forgot
presents it to
he
you.
wasn't here. Yeah, and he Mason takes it, lifts it up, and he says, "This can summon them." And he points to the corpses. She summoned them. And seems like they kind of not on the same terms so much. I mean, they kind of hit her and tried to run, but like also she betrayed us, so I don't know her too well.
I know her very well. I babysat her kids.
Well, she
They're
tried to kill
the
you
story.
and me and everyone here and try to enslave all those people, and she points to Luna and like the other.
Yeah,
Harpies
Rahza seems confused as all hell. She's kind of looking back between Zealk and Luna's just scowling at her. And Zealk is trying her best just to sit on the floor and not make eye contact with anybody.
There has to be more to this. There's something we're missing here.
There's probably something.
Archimedes, what do you think of this magical artifact? And I gesture to the device that Mason is holding. I don't know, because it feels like wizards should know things about magic items, but I don't actually know if that's a good assumption here.
Wow, not even calling me a wizard.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were a wizard.
Mason looks hurt as he is not seen as a wizard.
He's
a confused artificer is what he is.
Glorified chauffeur to me. All you do is talk about your car.
He's a wizard with style.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. I think Krim shared what the thing is. The slammer. It's in Underloot.
Is that all that we know about it? All that the wizards with all their magical insight know about it?
Were you typing up the warning?
It was an entire essay I had on this thing, so I will give you all the Cliff Notes version. This item requires attunement. Actually requires attunement from a spellcaster who knows and is able to cast the teleportation circle spell. So that's their kind of the limitations on it. Once you... God, I had an entire description of it too. It's an elongated brass lantern. On the bottom of one side, there is an affixed smooth metal ball with two little sockets right below it. And on the opposite side, on the upper half, is a flattened circle. There's engravings of runes and glyphs on it, and the little ball actually pulsates every now and again with entropic energy, with revealing these same glyphs that are kind of mirror the one on the circle. Once you kind of study it a bit, this is definitely the thing that lets you summon people to it. The functionality of it, until you all make a check to kind of figure out what it is, or to discover the functionality of it, we can go for it then. But this is indeed the item that was she used to summon people here.
Dibs.
Wait a minute.
Do we have any control over who gets summoned? Because like, this is not super useful if all it does is summon slavers.
See, we might have to study it a little bit more. I could spend some time with it and kind of like inspects the device. And then he says, but from what I recall from seeing it and studying it last time, as in 10 minutes ago when the fight happened, wink wink nudge nudge, there's people on teleportation pads somewhere, and they're kind of mentally linked. And when you have this thing and you're tuned to it, you can be like, hey, I need aid, somebody help. Oh, we're ready, and they'll hop out. So I don't think it will quite work, because they might know we have it.
Perhaps if we are wishing to get
to
rid of slaves, we just kill all slavers. Summon them slowly until they die.
I was thinking, yeah, we put this like on top of a volcano or something, and just constantly keep setting out the summon command, so they just keep falling into volcano shit.
You know,
Or
they
cave.
can,
They can fly.
but besides that, that's a good idea.
Well,
Solid
yeah.
plan,
That was my plan, but I think there's a reason that wouldn't work.
Yeah, I've actually got those things wrote out for it. It wouldn't work.
Yeah, well, I remember last time you just told me like it wouldn't work, but like, and I was like, I don't know, we'll try it. But yeah.
Well, once you figure out what's going on with it, I'll give you the full essay of how it works, how it functions. But
Arcana check. I mean, what's the
spending a short rest with it, or identify, or
do the time now?
Well, the ship's not falling. You're not pressed for time at all. But we're in the middle of talking with Zealk at the moment. If you want to kind of sit to the side and discover the secrets of this item, you can.
He'll wait for now, but he's like, he'll keep it on his person for now.
So you know it requires attunement, and she's currently attuned to it.
Oh, can I break the attunement without attuning to it? Because I like my attunement items.
You'll probably have to attune to it to figure out the full secrets of it, unless you spend some time just to study it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything now. I just want to hold on to it.
Yeah, basically just spend a short rest so you can figure out how it functions. Basically tinkering with it over the course of, I think a short rest is 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Alrighty. But Zealk tries her best not to look you in the eye, Mel.
I'm gonna stomp right over to Zealk. And I'm gonna grab her by the shoulders and like stare her in the face, not letting her get out of this.
Nice.
Go on.
She doesn't say anything.
Zealk, now it's time to be talking. Why are you being evil and cheat?
Okay, I'm gonna burn a spell slot. I'm gonna cast Bane. So that way she has to subtract from saving throws, assuming that she fails, because like this is a charisma check, and I don't know what kind of charisma she has. And then I'm gonna use this amazing new thing from my class, where if she fails, she has to tell a super tasteless joke.
Has to be tasteless? Okay.
Just super terrible. Maybe have it be about, like, I don't know, friendship being super important, considering that she just, you know, severely put a strain on our friendship here. I mean, really just anything socially embarrassing is the important part. But I think that telling a terrible joke is the funnier one.
Yeah, that's great. What the hell?
What is this?
Oh, this is from the new
So good.
Tasha's book of extra stuff. I forget what it's called exactly. But it's a type of bard subclass that they added.
Wait, you're a bard?
Yep.
That's cool.
What did you think she was?
I mean, I just didn't know. I don't know. I feel like people usually don't play bards, but I guess it wouldn't.
Yeah, I gotta say I have no idea what you are, Volman.
Do people not play bards in your parties?
Usually not. I feel like usually people don't go for bards. But
I was a bard.
Like,
I switched characters to play Mason, but I was a bard as well. They're fun.
Alrighty, so she'll just she'll shift a bit in her bindings, which I guess, Valma, what did you actually tie her up with? You got chains, rope, and she is a winged creature. She doesn't possess arms, but how did you restrain her?
I would have gone for like ropes that are not like. I feel like chains would be severely damaging to her physical body, so I would have gone for ropes if I could find them.
All right,
Just
you could. She is actually a small creature, so it wouldn't have taken that hard. She wasn't resisting either, so.
Okay, gotcha.
She kind of presses up against the ropes, her bindings a bit. A few feathers fall out. She says, "You mind if I rest? I'm feeling a little under the feather."
Hey, yo.
Kill her! Kill her now!
Oh,
Hang on. I know what to do in this situation. Mason lights a firebolt in his hand.
Alrighty.
And he looks at Mel and he is like, "Try again. I got you this time." I'm gonna try to assist her.
Okay, I don't know if this is something that could be assisted, but I do have more casts of Fool's Insight that I can go through.
Oh, I was thinking you wanted to do. Okay, that's fine. You do you. Mason is assisting.
All right, and remember that if she succumbed to Bane, she has to subtract a D4 from I'm sorry, I can't remember the term, but yeah, from the saving throw.
Did you ask a question?
No, so far she just made her tell a joke.
Oh yeah, the interrogation hasn't begun yet. I want to have detect thoughts up for the interrogation, so I haven't asked Zealk anything yet.
Alright, mind using detect thoughts for me? So I can look at it.
Oh, here's a link to the spell. I don't actually have it on my spell sheet because I am not prepared!
My constant state, no worries.
Concentration, level 2, nice.
Oh, wait a minute, it's concentration, so that means I would have to drop Bane to cast it. Oh, well, okay, yeah, I wouldn't have that
Detect
then.
thoughts. Yeah, detect thoughts is better than Bane, I think.
Yeah, detect thoughts is way better.
Basically,
if only someone else had Bane.
You learn the surface thoughts of the creature. As an action, you can shift your attention to a creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into her mind. Must make a wisdom saving throw. Fails. Gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind. Alrighty, so we'll try to resist that. Let's go ahead and just do a roll. Alright, that fails. So you cast Detect Thoughts, and she is unable to resist it, especially while she is restrained. Not that has any pressing on her saving throw or not, but...
Alright, what are, I guess, the surface level thoughts that Zealk has right now?
Fear. She doesn't want to enrage the slavers. So her main thought is to not say anything and keep quiet for as long as she can. She is determined not to say anything at all.
Like, can the surface level thoughts detect if the emotion is protecting the slavers or being afraid of them? Does that make sense? Like, is that something that surface level thoughts can do or not?
Well, that's kind of what her thoughts are at the moment. That's what she's repeating in her head, is to not reveal anything, not to say anything. She doesn't want to anger the slavers, basically.
I'll say to Zealk, why do you care what the slavers think? You're a free bird, aren't you? How does this change your thoughts?
The same thing. She says nothing, and she is determined not to say anything, not to even open her mouth. You see the thing on the back of her neck, the little marks saying she's already been a slave and can no longer be a slave again, but...
Are we doing turns right now, or can I make a check, basically?
Yeah, so basically Mel is said this one thing to her, and she is still just kind of doing her best to not look her in the eyes. You can do a check if you want to.
Okay, I'm just gonna do an insight check to see if she is committed for well, that's not a particularly good one, but anyway, it is to see if she's committed for fear reasons or for, like, I'm just trying to figure out whose side she's on, you know what I mean?
Could this be what I was assisting on, or is it just for... I'm just trying to intimidate her.
Oh man, I assure you, I can probably intimidate way better than some wizard.
Oh!
Wow, Hayden on the wizard.
I'm sorry.
Too easy.
This wizard saved your life. All right.
So far, you haven't made a check yet, Mel. So why don't you go ahead and do persuasion, intimidation, deception, whatever you want to do, and we'll give you advantage because Mason is actually trying to aid you in doing so.
You know what? I'll actually bring up her. I'll force her head to like face you because she keeps looking away.
You snapped her neck.
I'm gonna do persuasion.
Super strong wizard.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, she actually rolled high herself.
32, baby.
Oh, 32. Never mind. That's right. Advantage. So are you still trying to look through her mind with are you using the actual detect thoughts on her to probe deeper?
I'm not gonna probe deeper if she starts talking after just this question.
You do see a brief. You do manage to convince her to. She thinks of Luna, the future of her harpy race, and an image of the Arakocra forcing her and threatening her kind of pop in, but it quickly shuts back to. She shakes her head, or tries to, and realizes that you are casting some sort of influential spell on her, and she tries her best to keep her mind straight and on the money, so to speak.
Need
I'm gonna
somebody with
start
zone of
digging.
truth. It makes this so much easier.
She isn't even talking yet, so.
Does anyone have Zone of Truth here? I'll say that out loud.
That's a paladin and cleric spell, and I don't think we got any of those.
Okay.
Oh, we've got Raptor Jesus. You'd think with his sheer holiness he would have that.
Where is Raptor Jesus when you need him?
Well, anyway, I'm gonna start digging now. I'll say to Zealk, we've known each other so long. I thought we knew each other. And I'm gonna dig deeper into her thoughts.
With that persuasion roll, is anybody else wanting to do anything during this?
Yeah, you know what? Sure. For Zealk's next roll, I'm gonna use one of my divination rolls and make her roll a 6 automatically.
Nice.
I guess wizards are good for something.
I'm just gonna keep assisting. Like, she doesn't know me that well, so I'm just gonna keep playing the bad guy and just like forcing her to make eye contact. Being aggro. But like, he's behind her back, so she can't see his face. He's just like looking at everyone like blankly, like, is this good as everybody? Like,
good cutback.
yeah, like he's like, if you could see his face, his heart's not. He's just like looking like, all right, like looking around, kind of lost. Like,
alrighty. So she does get to roll against the but you made a 6, so I guess it auto succeeds. She starts to remember her past a bit. Remembers her kids that's the most prevalent deep thought she has, and she's constantly thinking of the slavers and them, and a few scenarios where there are blades to her kids. They are getting hauled off and carried away by the Arakocra. And this is what her deeper thoughts are.
Can I tell if this is something that she's afraid of, or if this is something that she saw happen?
Oh, this is something she's afraid of happening.
I see.
Are you relaying any of this to anyone?
You know, I realized that I probably should. So yeah, I guess I would say out loud to Zealk, but also to everyone who is nearby, you're really, really afraid of getting on the slaver's bad side.
Go ahead.
And it's because you're afraid your kids are in danger, is that it?
Rahza will start to approach a bit, just kind of starting to get the idea of what's happening, and Luna will step forward in front of her. I have been on the run for weeks from the slavers. They've always managed to find me, and it's you, isn't it? You've always given my position away.
That would be logical guess.
What do Zealk's thoughts betray now? Does she think of anything else?
Just the same thing. realizing that you're kind of detecting her thoughts, she's trying to resist as best she can, but her deeper thoughts are of her kids being dragged away in the streets, and back to the Arkakra threatening her over something, forcing her to have this device, and follow Luna around.
Where is kids? Are they at home?
So someone else give me a persuasion roll against her if you're trying to get her to talk. Iris, you can be the one who does it if you want to, or whoever. You can do so with advantage.
I could give it a shot.
Iris is good at charisma.
Anyone?
Alright, go for
Yes.
Oh my god.
So,
Is it 21?
I was going to make it so that she rolled a 1 for her next roll, whatever it was gonna be.
Well, Iris had advantage, so that means you succeed, Iris.
Yeah.
With Archimedes' divine wizard shenanigans and Iris's advantage, she'll simply just say, "Hey, just no, I." Kind of looks at the Arkakra behind her. I can't say anything. Just finish me. Just.
Wait, those
You
are
realize I have powers to take your children all of the way down to Eos, yes?
They already have them.
That is not problem. They will die. It's easy.
That's good.
She
This is great.
she doesn't seem too pleased the thought of her children dying. She'll
No,
just
not children, slavers. Jesus Christ.
all right.
It's alright, they'll die. It's fine.
We could kill children too if you want, but that comes later.
Mason just gives another look of like
That costs extra.
they're eating fucking sentient eggs. They're fucking killing children. Like I'm all good with some torture, but like what the fuck am I getting into?
Oh, if only you'd met Dorian.
By the way, who the fuck is that? He points at the dwarf.
Oh, this is
This is literally the
Roman,
first time
Italian.
he's seen him, I think.
Yeah, he joined you all in the fight, but yeah.
Iris
leave
was
all-
outside the ship the whole time. We never saw him.
Oh,
this
yeah,
dwarf is
where-
an Azamar, as far as I can tell. And when I was about to die, he flew in and shot a bunch of arrows. So I think he's a good guy on our side.
That's a good point, though. Where did you come from? And Mel looks down at this humanoid creature.
Is Mel not humanoid?
Oh, yes. Oh, I am a high elf. I mean, I wasn't always a high elf, but I am now.
Okay, gotcha. Wait,
She looks up instinctively, but she's actually taller.
gotcha. Yeah, so I was hired by to kill giants, and that's
All right.
I'm with the Explorers Guild, and I don't like flying, which is why I was in my room the whole time. So sorry, you only saw me when things started hitting the fan, but that's my
Well,
way.
what are your thoughts on driving? Because if I can bring back my car, you can just sit in there.
Yeah, I'm really good on walking, and I'm really good on maybe riding horses. That's as far as I'll take it. But machines, driving, we'll see.
Your feet on the ground.
That's the way.
Mason shrugs, but like, yeah, I mean, it sounds like we're in the same boat. Taps the airboat.
Huh.
Yeah.
Man, I guess I should have taken a better look around this ship when we first boarded. Well, anyway.
Anyways, back to Zealk.
Yeah. After a while, she feels you intruding into her thoughts, and she'll just blurt out, "Just kill me. Just turn me into the slavers. It's the only way now."
Okay, I'm gonna punch her in the face, but not kill her. Can I like non-lethally punch her in the face?
You want to knock her out?
I have fantastic
wanna knock
idea.
her
You
out.
you cooperate with us, or we turn your children into slavers.
Let's wait. What?
Yes,
You're gonna turn her kids into slavers? I mean,
yes.
that's still not good. But like,
I
mean,
am
they'd
not
be the ones
fan.
that-
We
yeah.
kill all slavers. Make
Oh,
children slavers.
and then we kill them. Wait,
Yes.
it's a little bit roundabout, don't you think?
It's roundabout.
Yeah, it makes Archimedes
So you wait, Mason like starts like scratching his chin. Wait, so you're saying we turn her kids into slavers, which we will then kill because they are slavers?
Yes, precisely. We get them new jobs.
Morally, I think that's technically okay, but
Yeah, checks out.
Correct.
Maybe
It sounds fair.
we should wait until they have kids, and then we repeat the process again.
Oh, I heard a story about someone who did that every generation. The only one survived. They wiped out the family. Then the next generation, everyone, the only one survived. That went on for a few hundred years.
Wait,
Yes, worked well for our Forrest Gump friend. Lieutenant Dan.
Really?
Alright, so what's going on now? What are we asking Zealk?
Okay, I want to punch Zealk in the face, non-lethally and not knocking her unconscious. Because remember, my arms are like 2 pieces of spaghetti. And I'm gonna say to her, Zealk, do you know who we are? We are the legendary heroes of the continent. If anyone can get your kids out of any sort of situation, it's us. You should have thrown your lot in with us, not the slavers.
She make good point.
They already have them. It's too late. It's either I
they
do the
have
job
a
or
potted- Do they have a potted plant in office?
she just kind of shrugs. I don't know.
Weeds will grow somewhere.
I'm sure there is weed somewhere nearby. We can get them out. No worries.
Real quick,
You just need to tell where is.
Krim.
Yes.
Would I have had enough time to do my arcane recovery? Because we did have a couple hours to deal with the
Oh.
ship and whatnot.
We probably don't have time to rest. Not in the terms of doing a lot of activities for a rest. You were pretty actively trying to keep the ship from falling to its death.
That's fine. That's fine. Then Mason will just say, "Look, if you need to pretend like you're dead, I can just, And Mason does like some sort of spell movement with his hands, and just hide you while we go deal with this. But I don't know. I don't really know you too well, so I'll leave it to those guys." He points to like the people who actually know Zealk.
She'll just kind of say, if I'm dead, they don't have any more reason to hold on to my kids. And the guild will compensate them for dying on the job. They'll be taken care of.
Wait, the guild will compensate who?
My family.
Won't they? Look, maybe I'm crazy here, but wouldn't they just kill your kids if they had no use for them, or like enslave them?
It's better than dying because I failed.
We can always pretend you did.
That's what I was saying. I have a spell that I can make her seem like anything, or anyone.
Or we can actually kill and then bring back to life in a few days.
Don't
we
we
got
need
spare
a
the
bunch
dying?
of gold for that to work?
Gold is minor issue.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, gold is a pretty minor issue. I mean, is there anything to
Who
stop
wants
us
to
from
ki-
just going to the slavers and buying Zealk's kids?
No.
that's a good
We
idea.
kill slavers.
we kill
That's
the
what we
slavers.
do.
Well,
Yeah.
of course, we buy them, and then when they're not expecting it, we go and kill them and get our money back. That way we don't cause a major disruption in the middle of the marketplace.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm there for the whole kill them, take the money, take the kids, and leave. No mercy. Scorched earth.
I am a big fan of turning into cockroach and then sticking into lava.
All excellent ideas. Well, Zealk,
let's see.
what do you say? Are you willing to help us get your kids back?
Just
Oh, man, I got an idea. We'll do it, and it'll be an official contract, because I'm sure you have something that you could pay us with that lets you fly super fast like you did. And Mason starts getting a little bit giddy, like he remembering that she has magic items that make her really fucking fast that he wants.
She does have a few items on her. If you wanted to loot her, basically.
I mean, he
she'll-
wouldn't do it this second, but
Yeah.
at some point.
She'll say, just they're in Air Summit, but they do not know where. And if we go searching for them, they'll just
Anybody know a locate creature?
Does this seem like she's telling the truth based on the detect thoughts I still have running?
Yeah. So basically, her kids are in Air Summit. It is highly illegal to capture basically the abduction of slaves in Air Summit, or the slavers that operate in Air Summit. So they are not exactly on the legal side of things.
Perfect.
And slavery doesn't really happen there. So it's, as far as negotiating with them to release them, it's probably not going to be a thing, because they're not supposed to be doing this to begin with.
Yeah, so let's just go there, wipe them out, free the people, and we're on the right side of the law, so we can just get away with it.
Who cares about the law? But yes, absolutely. I also have, well, I don't have locate creature, but I do have locate object. Zealk, is there any sort of object that your kids will have with them that we could track? Like the stuffed animals that I gave them? Do you think they'd still have them?
The youngest would.
In another life, Iris might know the stuffed animals I'm referring to.
Yes, but not Iris.
Yeah, that's true, I know.
She just says it's too risky. No. She looks back at the Arkakra and just, they didn't escape, did they? Are all of them dead?
Yep.
Maybe if one
Just-
was still alive, I could probe its mind for more information.
Mason will quickly take a look and see if there's any. Kind of kicks a few corpses.
She looks to whoever has the Slimmer device.
Mason has it.
Yeah, she looks over to it and just kind of wonders. Mel, you have since you have detect thoughts up, you kind of see her running scenario where she steals it, summons more Arkakra, but still trying to complete her task. But she'll just say, if none of them survived, then they might think all of us died. They won't do anything with my kids until they're sure one way or another. Just let me go, and I'll go back.
No way! We're not letting you go. We're gonna get your kids out. I hold up my hands. I mean, come on. Is there anything that you've known us to not be able to do, aside from that fire dungeon that one time, which was totally a fluke?
None of us were there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's
I just
right.
met you this journey. I don't know what you keep calling us legendary heroes. You know, not that I mind the title.
You all are level 13, so you guys do have quite a bit of renown to you. But she says, no, I don't. I have perfect faith in the guild and all of you. It's why we didn't flee the continent. But I also have faith in what they'll do. At the first sign of trouble, they'll kill them, rather than do anything else.
Well, good thing, Rapture Jesus here can bring back the dead.
It is true. They may not be bird people anymore. They may be something else.
Well, we could just sneak in and sneak out and then kill them all.
I don't see a problem with just killing them and freeing the kids. I think we're all on the same
We could
page,
take
right?
down the entire building on top of them.
That sounds fun too. I mean,
Yeah,
Mason starts thinking about it in his head. I mean, drive in, kids in the car, get out. I can make some dimensional doors, send some people through.
Perhaps we convince them to join the pyramid scheme.
I also have Dimension Door. If we have a third person with Dimension Door, well, actually, yeah. So like, I really think. So to Zealk, I'll say I really think that the odds are pretty good that we'd be able to get your kids out. And if we don't, then we can still bring them back. And I mean, being something else it takes some getting used to, but it's a lot better than being dead.
Yeah, I had a buddy who was an orc, and then he became a human, and
Alright, so
some racists stopped picking on him.
Yeah, so you see she is really not pleased with the idea of her kids being harmed in any way. And you see her running all the different scenarios that she can possibly think of about infiltrating it, becoming a whole group of people becoming cockroaches and saving them. And she can't think of a way that anybody could outwit the sheer strut slavers. That's kind of the thing at the front of her mind, is that the sheer strut slavers are really proficient at what they do.
Can I do a history check? Like, do I know anything about this particular group? Oh no, I don't know anything about this particular group.
They're the sheer sluts. That's what they're called.
Can
Yes.
I do that history check?
You know things.
So you're not as familiar with this region, but you do know that they work under Mechano Lord. They basically have the funding of basically one of the Seven Kings, which is the Mechano Lords. Not officially the Seven Kings, but that's what they're referred to as. That with that much power, with that much money, and with how skilled they are, that there's little that they can do. They can't do.
Alright, well, I relay this information to the rest of the group, as per the norm.
There's
I'm
ever
sure we could probably convince entire Battalion to fight against slavers.
I'll say to Zealk, hey, just because you can't think of something doesn't mean it's not possible.
I mean, you sent this whole assault on us. You summoned hordes of these Arakakra, and we wiped them out. And we were relatively safe. We weren't even in a best fighting position when it happened. So, I mean, I don't know everyone super well. I just kind of met most of them, but I think we're a capable bunch. You know, the thing is, your fate's kind of in our hands. We're nice enough to give it a shot. Think you should let us. And I'm gonna try to persuade her to do that. If you'll let me roll.
Yeah, go and do persuasion, and do so at advantage, since you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. She hasn't met you before, but she knows of you. Perhaps Double G's talked to her a bit about you. You are a name among the circuit, which is her home. She says it's not that I don't have faith in you. It's just I know these people. They're the ones who captured me. I know how ruthless they are.
So that's inside information. You got muscle and brains here, and he points to the group. We got the element of surprise. They think they think something either we killed you and moved on, or you killed us and something's up. I mean, kind of in a great position.
Not now. They're probably still expecting. Just. You see her trying to think of. She seems more apt to let you guys help, but she's trying to think of what she should do. Let's see.
Mason says, look, give me a good reason that's not that they're scary or powerful, because that's, you know, we can be that too. I mean, like, kind of gestures to someone to like look tough.
Mel continues to glower directly into Zealk's face while grasping her by the shoulders.
Iris looks super tough.
Yeah. So, with the sheer strut slavers, Luna will kind of shed a little bit of light into it as well about how she can understand why she's so afraid of them. Zealk personally has been her entire life, basically her entire people has been at the mercy of the slavers, and she has known nothing since childhood but to fear them. So she's trying to overcome a lot to believe in you guys. She'll just kind of say, "Let's just give it more time then. Maybe they'll think we're dead once I'm not attuned to the the slammer device anymore. They might let them go, or they might drop their guard at least. But you all have your own task. Just don't worry about mine.
Don't worry about her task, she says, after trying to kill us all with summoned slavers.
How far out of the way is this? If we wanted to go to Air Summit, I'm pretty sure that's the wrong direction, right?
It's on the other side of the continent.
All right.
However, multiple people here have Dimension Door, which might hasten things along.
Well, Dimension Door is like
only 500 feet.
It's 500 feet. I mean, if we spent like a day blowing all our spell slots on Dimension Door.
Does any of you actually know the teleportation circle spell?
Oh.
All Iris needs to do to be able to teleport anywhere in the world is to have seen a tree there.
Alright.
It's a circle, Archie.
So this slammer device looks particularly appealing to you, whereas everyone else doesn't really see a lot of the magic property in it. It is actually humming with energy to you. You know this is a magic device that is actually calling to you, and anyone who actually knows this spell, teleportation circle. So you know there's more to this device. But she'll just say, if we go to save them, we can't do it now. They're probably still expecting something or some sort of retaliation. We have to get Luna to a safe place before we do anything else.
Well, I mean, would it be faster to get Luna to the Vitalia Kingdom?
Luna looks a bit... She is furious, though she's starting to calm down a bit at hearing Zealk's story. No. I'm going to... Another day, I'll be leaving the ship. You can keep the traitor. I'll be heading to the Earth Genasi capital, the Air Genasi capital.
Brutal.
They have made me a solid offer. I will hear them out first.
Okay, but let us know if it doesn't turn out well, or if you want to like shop around to get a better deal. You know, we've got a good rapport with the Vitalia Kingdom, who are also formerly enslaved people and would be very sympathetic towards your cause.
I will keep them in mind. I will talk to the Air Genasi capital first, hear them out, then I'll pursue other options.
All right.
Sheer stress.
Best of luck.
Go ahead. I will unite my people. The sheer strut slavers want me. They want the entire Hoppy race united under their rule, and with me they can do so. What you decided to do with that traitor is up to you. Rahza looks a bit uncomfortable, but she's sticking with Luna.
That sounds fine to me. He scratches his head like, all right, so you're gonna leave. We'll do some retaliation at some point. Who can... Iris, you can teleport. Have you ever seen a plant at the Air Summit?
Oh, has he ever? We've seen so many plants there. I barfed on a plant at Air Summit one time.
All right, can we see any plants? Mason like goes to the window and tries to look down to see a tree or something.
You don't like my grove? Is that not good enough for you?
Oh, right. Would that count if it moves?
It's not rooted or anything, but I mean, maybe. We can just go get a plotted plant if we need to.
Yeah, my thought process was like, okay, the ship dips down, someone runs out, sees a tree, and it's like, all right, that's the checkpoint. We're gonna go teleport to the city, deal with some shit. We'll be right back. But if the ship can keep moving.
No. We will take them to safety at Eos and then come back to ship.
No, I don't think there's any potted plants on the ship.
I mean, I could give me a day. I can hop in the car, fly down, pick up a potted plant, and catch up with the ship again. And
I
then
mean,
we could.
if it's gonna take that much time, I'll just dimension surface, grab a plant, and dimension door back up. No need to wait for the car.
I mean, I could do that too. Like Mason, like kicks some dust with like. I'm just low on spell slots.
Well, good
Goes
thing
back
I'm
into
not.
his corner of survival.
Could do that too.
She'll just, you have your own task. Give it some time. Maybe if they think I'm dead, they won't be guarding them as much. Do what you came here to do first. Your mission of saving the continent is more than the safety of my family.
There's always another continent, though, you know? Like, there's
Yeah.
plenty of other continents out there.
There's so many. I came from a continent.
If
You know, we got more continents.
If this one goes, so does my family. Your task is more important. Just give it some time, and maybe they won't be guarding them as much.
This seems unlikely, but I guess you know this band of slavers better than I do.
Well, if they think I'm dead, they have no reason to keep them. Just attune to that device. They know I won't let it go.
Can I do an insight to
Yes.
see if this? Let's see, insight. I'm not great at these.
I was gonna say you won't give her advantage, but it doesn't matter either way. Let's.
I'll give advantage because it counts in here.
You're not
To heart.
You're not quite sure on these words. Her surface thoughts are, of course, saying she's telling the truth. Basically, they're like birds of prey that they think their target's dead. They're just gonna leave it alone. That's kind of what her thoughts are kind of rotating towards. But I'm trying to think. How long does detect thoughts last?
Oh, let me check.
Up to 1 minute.
10 minutes? Oh, 1 minute.
Okay, I could cast it again if need be.
I'll be right back.
Do you, every time you probe their thoughts, you have to do the saving throw again, or do you just make this first saving throw and that's it?
I thought it was just the one saving throw, but let me check.
Makes a saving throw against you, so let's see if it rolls high at all. It didn't really. With all the help you have, I don't think you're gonna lose at those rolls. So if you're still probing her mind, that's actually kind of what she's thinking. She is telling the truth. This is what she believes to be the best course of action. Because right now they have her family guarded.
So can you just like unattune from an unattuned magic object, or does someone else have to attune it?
You can unattune.
I'm not actually, attuned to anything at the moment.
Mason hands the device over.
You're not?
Do you have anything? Do you have anything else you're attuned to right now that they could potentially track to see if you're alive? Mason's eyes look shifty.
She'll just say, once I lose attunement to that, all the previous connections will be gone.
Just want to be sure. I mean, looks around for any distinctly looking magical thing.
She has a few magic items, though they all seem to be fitted to her, so they are her items. If you're trying to see if they can track anything on her, why don't you give me either an investigation or an arcana?
Sure, I'll give an arcana, but Mason was just being greedy. He wants her magic items. Also, I know what they do. I know everything.
Yeah. She has a pair of wing cuffs. They span her forearm, or what would be her forearm for winged arms. Those are definitely magical. You can feel some of her feathers have traces of magic in them. Possibly They're all a little magical, though a few of them seem potent enough to actually give you some sort of benefit. So if you want to start plucking her, that is.
Yeah. What else? I'll hear what else first.
And that's the only thing magic she carries on her, other than her amulet, which is a bronze Explorers Guild amulet.
Okay.
Which everyone else has silver one if you've been associated with the guild or joined them.
Mason will take a closer look at her magical feathers.
Alrighty. So I lost the notes on what they were in the item. Basically, she's been working for the Happy Harpy Couriers for so long and uses items to augment her speed. She also has another item which isn't magical, but basically a few of her feathers are magical enough to provide benefits. It's a consumable item, just using the magic off of it. You get the benefits of the Tabaxi feline agility.
And the feline agility. I'm looking at it real quick.
You can double your speed, but you can't use the benefit again until you move 0 on your next turn. Basically, their racial feature.
Okay. So it wouldn't really help me too much. So
would a Tabaxi be able to quadruple their speed?
Ooh.
Yeah, probably.
That would be. Someone hates the Tabaxi, gets that.
Tabaxi are kind of the movers.
A Tabaxi with haste and one of these feathers would just be
there you go.
Gone. To move for speed, when you move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of the turn. Just use this trait. You can't use it again until you move 0 feet on one of your turns. Okay, so you don't have to just move 0, but you can.
Yeah. That
could be useful. We'll take a look at her wing cuffs.
They seem to be. Yeah. We'll go over the items she has in a bit. We'll resolve this situation here. She does have a few magic items. Most of them are to help her speed. And you do see a particular tantalizing little notebook she keeps hanging on her waist. It just says, the bridge would be too worn. She uses it a lot. What would be words written on it is kind of faded away. It's a very worn, leather-bound, small little book. You said you were going to take the item over to Archimedes.
Oh yeah, I gave the box, the slammer. I gave it to Archimedes, and then I came back and I started looking at what other magic items, and so none of them can be tracked.
Yeah.
All right, and then
basically.
Yeah. So none of them can be tracked, and then he starts looking at while Archimedes is dealing with this, he's just checking her magic items for anything that's useful.
How about the rest of you? What were y'all thinking? She's basically said that give it some time, let them think she's dead, and then we can go rescue them. That's the best plan she can think of. She is definitely afraid of these slavers, and if we try anything too soon, that they'll just kill them outright just because someone's messing with them. They're that kind of testy.
So I guess the only thing that I'll be nervous about is losing track of the children, right? They may potentially be sold. Can we still track them and be sure that they're going to be in the same place that we think they are?
Just as long as I have an inanimate object with them, I can use locate object.
Well, the problem, so there's that, and the problem is you don't know where they're at currently.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So that'll be the same problem you have later.
Alright, then I guess we can kill our Titan and then go back, right?
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah. Her thoughts are still upon stealing back the slammer and trying something again, but you probably have her restrained. Only Mel would know that she's still trying to be aggressive. She's hiding it very well.
Anybody got a good persuasion or something like that? And maybe bunk with her while we travel.
Whoa.
Dawn would offer to do so to guard her.
Thanks, Dawn. Pat's shoulder, pulls out.
Thorn.
I mean, I meant
Spikes.
mostly,
Yeah, pulls out spikes.
to persuade that we can actually rescue our children instead of having her try to attack us, so that she becomes a willing participant instead of an actual prisoner.
Oh, she is lazy. She has been on your side up until this point the entire time, but she'd rather goof off.
Oh, all right.
So you don't know that, but that's her history.
Noted.
Hey, Mel.
Yes.
Do you have the ability to transmit thoughts from one person to another person?
In Archimedes' mind, he hears Mel's voice. It sounds like a generic infomercial lady. I can do that with my own thoughts, but only my own.
Okay. Never mind then.
Alrighty. So what are we all thinking? What are we deciding here?
Well, it sounds like we can't do a rescue mission now, so now we go kill the giant thing, and then we go do the rescue mission.
Yep. Sounded like that.
I guess we can go kill a giant creature. I mean, if we have to.
Every other Tuesday, you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm expecting a real fighting the Colossus kind of thing.
Zealk is really relieved, so much so that she's bought herself some time, basically. But yeah, she's relieved at your all's decision. She'll stop struggling against you as she has been.
I mean, I'm really inclined to just go and try and save the kids right now because, I mean, I know those kids. I gave them the stuffed animals that Sirloin gave to me, but, if it seems like going now would have a lesser chance of success, then I suppose waiting is okay too.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure harpy children taste pretty good. I mean, that is really tempting to go that way.
Mason looks and just gives such a disgusted look.
Come on, man. Are you a vegetarian? If you're not a vegetarian, you don't have any respect.
I don't eat sentient creatures.
No.
He says as he pulls out chains and starts tightly wrapping around Zealk so she can't fly away.
Oh jeez.
You see Zealk and Luna just kind of giving you a sort of a glare, but you see Rahza in the back just kind of nodding like, "Yep."
Solid.
Yeah. Mason will just tie her up with chains so it's even harder for her to escape. But I'm not a monster. I don't eat sentient creatures.
Are you sure? Oh, well, anyway, I imagine everyone thinks that.
By sentient, I mean and he points. He starts describing humans, elves, Aarakocra, harpy. They're just people who can have a conversation with.
Eggs aren't sentient.
I talk with animals all the time, but I still eat.
Rahza kind of shrugs and says, "Well, once they're dead, they're not. But once they're dead, they're not sentient. They're dead."
That's pretty good.
And I can say for sure, eggs are not sentient. Not even a little bit. They're eggs. Come on, man.
I mean, have you tried asking them? It feels a bit, unfair to the eggs to not give them a voice.
Well, I can talk with animals sometimes. I can try asking our eggs the next time we go eat breakfast.
Well, I can talk to circles, and I can ask the circle lookalikes.
Can you actually talk to circles?
What they think.
I was going to say, what are you talking about? We've seen Archimedes talk to inanimate objects before.
Mason draws a circle in the air. Minor illusions of circle.
Speaking of talking with circles, do you know teleportation circle, Archimedes?
Why, yes, I do.
Ooh. Maybe you should teach me that sometime. I'm sure I could teach you something.
Alright, but only if it's just as round.
We'll write it down on a ball for you.
Checks notes for round-based spells.
Circle of death. Alright, well, that situation sort of resolved. If you don't... Dawn would keep her, probably... He doesn't know where he'll keep her. probably in her room, in his room. Keep guard on her.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the way,
you,
sort
like-
of.
How do you restrain a harpy's wings? I'm just curious.
Metal chains.
You clip them.
I wouldn't go that
Oh.
far at the first move. I think iron chains will do it. And
Not
rope.
even the sheer strut slavers do that.
This calls for a quick Google search of harpy BDSM. It's the only way.
You got that little the owl hood thing or something like that. No, I mean they're not a particularly strong race, and they're not going to struggle too much because they don't want to damage their feathers too much.
Yeah. Also note, she has magical feathers. That
Yeah.
thing's magical, and that thing's magical. I'm gonna point to all the magical shit she has. I don't know what everything does, but those feathers, they can make you go fast.
If you do want to take care of her
Wow.
items, you can.
We have like a million Arakakra, and you're like wanting her for this specifically. It's cruel, man.
hers are magical. I mean, like, can I take a feather? You know, like look at Zealk, and she'll genuinely ask her to take a feather.
Yeah, you'll see if she kind of looks down a few that have fallen onto the floor.
One of the magical ones. Are there magical ones on the ground?
They are not on the ground. They're one of her what's the word? Is it primary? No.
Crown feathers?
It's a feather you don't want plucked.
Oh. Oh, so if I pluck that, that's like, oh, you permanently lose? Yeah.
It's good.
Like,
No, it's gonna
it's like-
hurt.
Like the young feathers that are still vascularized. I don't know anything about birds, you guys.
I don't want a bird analogy, but it's
Yeah,
one of the
me
ones you
neither.
don't want gone.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt her if you take it, basically.
All right, unfortunately we can't take the really good ones that let you go super speed, but without hurting her. But you know the other stuff. I mean, there's a this thing, and he pulls out the bronze locket. There's a that thing. He pulls out the he kind of lifts up her arm with like the wing cuffs on them. I don't know what they do yet.
Why doesn't somebody give me a nature check real fast?
Nature check.
I trust somebody who's not me.
I'm no good at
That's
those.
not a particularly good roll, but that's not.
I trust whatever Valmon says. That's fact.
All right, anybody
Cool.
else?
Not the best.
Can we all just do it, or-
Sure, why-
Why not?
All right, so
Oh, there
everyone
you go.
except for Valman, which is a bit odd.
All right.
Whatever. Okay.
Valman, you do know that the harpies are magical in nature, though for the rest of you, you know that they are magical beings, that their claws are enchanted, they do magic damage, and basically their feathers, their claws, they have magic running through. They are magical creatures basically, and they show this in various ways. Some of them do it through their enchanted claws. Some of them have feathers. Even Luna back here, her feathers glow with a radiant brilliance, basically. Zealk's here are more tuned towards. They're really slick and aerodynamic, so they're more to promote speed. So you do know that her feathers would have some sort of magical properties to them.
Noted.
Do you think harpies prune themselves like birds do?
I mean, it would make sense because they've got
Shrug.
feathers.
All right. Well, now that everything's dealt with,
The harpies are very charismatic race. They do want to look their best most of the time. They most definitely preen.
yeah. It's like
Damn play
Yeah.
that there's a harpy bird bath.
I guess we just cut off the heads of the corpses and toss them out the side.
Like, why are we cutting off the heads?
What is it with you and heads?
Well, it's harder to identify the bodies, and then they won't know if their people died or not, and that buys us more
So-
time, right?
Well,
So the-
couldn't we like burn them or something if we're really worried about that?
Oh, does this thing run on a furnace? And he like remembers like the engines, double checking.
Wait, are we gonna use them as fuel? Jesus Christ, that's morbid.
Well,
What?
I mean, if it's useful to get rid of bodies, I think that it would Be fine.
They're
Fine
just
idea.
dead weight right now. They're dead slavers.
You hear over the intercoms, "Do not gunk up my engines!"
All right, we'll toss them over. I just think if you cut off the heads, you can't easily identify them as well.
Alright, so they're gonna
They're gonna
come
look like
across the field with,
Aarakocra
like,
either way here.
With how high up you are, you feel that once they hit the ground, they're not gonna be very distinguishable out of the way.
All right, never mind. Let's just fucking toss them. And he goes to the harpies like, hey, you guys want to toss some slavers out the window and see them splat?
Yeah.
We need to
Might be
make
pretty
targets
cathartic.
so
I'll
we
look
can
away.
all have a competition of how close we get to target.
Well, we're gonna be moving, so
Ooh, that sounds fun.
moving targets. We'll take aim.
Yes, we will need to pick 3 or something.
Yeah, I like this. Oh, whoever can get impaled on the tree. It's
Yes.
like, this seems like a fun game.
Whoever lands on top of trees.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I can help.
that's a good. All right.
I can help. Hold on. I can use my arcane eye to get a close up.
All right. Time to.
I
It's
can
the
do the
first
dodge.
ever. It's the first ever game of corpse toss on the ship.
So you are quite far into the sky, like
Oh yeah.
around, let's just say 20 to 30,000 feet in the sky. That's about airplane height. So seeing where they land might be a bit of a difficulty, but you can definitely check them.
Okay, fine.
So hit them before
I
the
will
dinosaurs.
I will make clouds, and then we try to toss through cloud loops.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah. Hey, this is how sport comes together. All right. Corpse
Yes.
toss.
All right.
Luna, Rahza, you guys in? Pretty cathartic.
Luna
Ooh,
is considering it deeply, but she's trying to keep a noble air about her. It's like it would be
it could be a
beneath
sport.
me to do
Be
such a
future
thing.
sport. All right.
It is always recommended for royalty to enhance the crowds by joining in with sport.
It's fine. It's fine. They'll come around. Look, this is the inaugural game of corpse toss.
Yeah,
Let's.
she seems to be protesting it. She's trying to keep a bit of basically morality to her, or trying to seem so. But she is on the deck waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, there's like looking out the crowd. Yeah. All right. Yeah, when the time's right, let's just line up the corpses and start thematically.
Can Jaeger enter?
Oh, all are welcome. You know, this is a game without prejudice. The goal of the game is to toss the slaver corpses or whoever attacks us, every other week, off into the clouds. And we'll set up a point system. It'll be a fun for all, and it'll clean up the ship.
For most of those who have forgotten, it is actually a pretty heavy snowstorm outside. Today might not be the best day for it, but you're welcome to keep them for the meantime. Maybe it might clear up tomorrow.
All right.
Cock up bodies.
All right, look, we'll hang on till tomorrow, till the storm clears. But if anyone knows how to stop a corpse from rotting, that'd be really great.
I mean, it's cold enough. Let's just put them on the top deck.
If we are at 30,000 feet, it is plenty cold to keep them fine.
Well,
All right.
it's raining outside.
Most of you all don't notice it as much since you are wearing your cold weather gear, but it is quite cold up here, especially since you're approaching the drifts. The ice
Should
drifts.
be fine.
Yeah.
All right, we'll call it here for today, and tomorrow we'll toss some corpses.
Invention of refrigeration and invention of corpse toss game.
This is the best. This is the best. This is the new game. Every time someone tries to attack us on the ship, we'll just fucking play corpse toss afterwards.
You hear over the intercom once again, do not gunk up my cold boxes.
She must have ears everywhere. I'm gonna go talk to her, and he'll just run off to explain the rules of corpse toss and why it's an important team building exercise.
Oh, she's been listening. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's running to personally explain and all that.
I think we need to think of better name. That can happen later, though.
So we'll just move Dawn and them
Perhaps
to
Dead Drop.
I like Dead Drop.
We'll just move her to a common room here. This ship does not have a brig, unfortunately. If you do want to try to convert one into one somewhere, we can do that. But there's
we
no
can always
brig.
just hang her by feet upside down from bottom of ship.
She is bound in rope and iron chains. I think.
No, she's not going anywhere.
She's not going anywhere. Does a day pass?
Yeah. So the day passes. I imagine you are Do you all do anything else with the bodies? Do you check them for loot, or do you check Zealk for loot?
I'll check the bodies
probably.
for loot, or really information.
I already checked her for loot. I thought we took her stuff.
Wait,
Not the feathers.
Glamour.
But well, I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't let her keep everything.
She is a spellcaster. She can do a lot with little.
Yeah. So.
I want to see if we can take her spellcasting focus.
You most
and her
definitely
cuffs and her bronze amulet. We'll leave her feathers.
Yeah, I mean that's good. We do want her to not hate us and try to work with us, right? So we don't want to.
Yeah. We don't want to permanently mutilate her.
So, as I said, her feathers do that. She regenerates those. She can regenerate those 1d4 of those feathers if you do want to start plucking her. That was an option, but you all decide to keep your humanity basically, and not semi-torture her.
Okay.
I know that's not very roleplay wise, because if we were roleplaying, we'd totally pluck the feathers off of her life body.
I mean, feathers grow back. It's not the worst.
She would definitely not like it if you do so.
It's not the worst. Did you just say that?
I think we're okay for now. I mean,
oh, it's great.
I mean, look, we have her cuffs. I don't remember what they did. I think you said something about their innate qualities.
We
can go over that later.
Since we're doing this, Archimedes, are you gonna try to attune to this item, figure out what it does, and same with Mason with the other two?
I'm full up on attunement slots, so actually I would just assist.
I mean, you can figure out what it is without having to attune to it.
All right, yeah, then I'll figure out what those things are.
Cast Identify on it as a ritual?
You can, or you can just spend a short rest. It's not like, I mean, either way, whichever's flavorful to you, because you can do so with a short rest too.
I'll do it with a short
get
rest. It makes more sense.
Go for it.
So the slammer device you have, basically what it is once you attune to it, acquires attunement by a caster that is able to cast the teleportation circle. I already gave you the description of it. Basically, with a pair of sending stones, you can affix it into this device and create a third link in them to the device. And you can keep doing this with any number of sending stones, and they all can communicate to the owner who has the slimmer device, but not to other stones basically in the network. But basically, once you reattune to it, all the previous links are lost because they don't know the new link holder, basically. So if you have a pair of sending stones, you can basically create a small network to the wielder of this device, and it has 7 charges on it. You consume 5 charges to free cast teleportation circle, and then you consume 2 charges to basically do an altered summoning teleportation circle. Instead of drawing a circle, which is described in the spell, you can choose a pair of the stones that are attuned to this device. And after the cast is finished, you choose a spot within 60 feet to summon them. Hers was a little bit augmented when she was using it, just to keep summoning people. But there's another thing on there about entropic values of using this device, because they can go into the negative charges. And this is kind of how she was doing it, how she was forced to keep summoning. If you go into the negative charges, basically there's a chance you and all those involved, including the teleportation circle, you all just get teleported to a different plane of existence. If you keep using it past the charges it has, it just gets worse and worse.
Like a random? Okay.
Basically, if you consume the last charge on it, making 1 to 0, there's a
You want me to do that?
1 in 10 chance. Basically, if you roll a d20, 1 and 2, you and whoever is involved gets teleported away.
How did they not? How is she still in this plane of existence?
Yeah, so she might have some more things going on. How she was able to do so. She is a caster, an NPC caster with her own kind of stuff. But
Okay.
basically, this is how it is as a magic item for you all to use.
It's called DM powers. That's how.
Yeah.
Solid.
She was some sort of wizard who had something going on with where she could alter her rolls. Wasn't a divination wizard, but she was able to keep from the negative effects.
All right.
I can't remember what I stole her stat sheet from, but yeah, basically DM powers. Let's just go with that.
The power of plot.
Yeah. But yeah, free cast teleportation circle. People who have the sending stones, who are linked to you, you can communicate with them. They can't necessarily communicate with each other, and you can summon them back to whoever holds the device. So one use I had of this is you can have a stationary person, a caster, on the ship. You can teleportation circle away and just come back whenever you want.
That is pretty cool. Wait, is there a teleportation circle on the ship?
No, but the device could allow you to recall people.
Could you make teleportation circles, Archie?
A long time. Like
yeah,
a
it takes
year.
like a year.
Oh, I see.
There is one in every major city, so there's one in Air Summit and the World Chasm, the Earthen Kingdom capital.
And the
and a few other
Patalia
places.
City. We've been to the old Patalia City, but not the new one, though.
Yeah, there is one set up there now. Archimedes knows quite a few teleportation circles. So since he knows the spell, he's been. I think you said you were keeping track of the glyphs too, weren't you? Especially the ones in the dungeons, because that's why you asked for a copy of it.
Yeah.
So he has a small little booklet of it. And for Mason, looking over her items, I guess Dawn would be there with you, making sure you don't steal them. But I guess they would be in the party loot chest, which is in the supply room.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not gonna stay there and guard her forever. If you want to steal them, you can without much.
He's already maxed on attunement slots. He just, if there was something that was like crazy, like, oh, you can like move it like triple speed at all times, you'd be like, maybe I'll.
They're the wing cuffs, which for anyone else, they're just bracers. The wing cuffs of travel, the wing cuffs of the Happy Harpies. Basically, it combines the effects of the boots of springing and striding, and allows it to use with flight. And the boots of speed, which allows someone to basically dash as a bonus action. Boots of springing and striding basically says you can't, even if you're over encumbered, you can still move at normal speed. So she's a courier, so she used to carry heavy loads.
Yeah, these wouldn't transfer to the car, I don't think. So I'm just wouldn't help me too much.
It'll probably affect you, but probably not the car.
Yeah, well that's the thing. I'm gonna focus on the car as much as I can. So yeah, for me, it's just like, all right, well, wasn't as cool as I thought. He's a little bit disappointed, but you know, he at least knows some more things.
I am a real big fan of the boots of springing and striding. I had a game where I got those, and I'm like, surely that's not going to be that's not that great of an item. Then I realized I can vertical leap a building, and I could literally carry a tank and not slow down my move speed, because my character's based around move speed is a centaur.
Gotcha.
So I could just move 40 feet, jump the entire building.
Armor.
I was wearing heavy armor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like that.
And I could carry
really
absolutely everything we ever picked up, so I just had like 5,000 potions on me.
That's now that is now that I don't usually play characters that are like strength based or like, you know, tanky or whatever.
I was making that character completely just, that sounds fun, let's throw that on there. Ended up being a cavalier with sentinel and shield master, and I just ended up being the most just like, oh, that enemy wants to have fun? Nah, sit down. Actually, sit down, shove. By the way, that's an attack action. I can keep doing it because it's considered an attack action for extra attack.
Nice.
Same with grapple and all that stuff. I was going to take mobile and grappler later, and I was like, this character's getting to be too much.
Just a big bully, man.
So fast.
It's what he was. He was a bully. And like I could hear the DM's frustration, like, okay, the character's gonna move here. Does anything happen? He asked that every time he moved one of his enemies near my character. I was like, oh no, it gets to play the game.
I'll let him go. Move to the next base. Now I got him.
Yeah.
All right.
Bro.
Yeah,
Like,
we got a chance. We'll do corpse toss.
Like I didn't intend to make that character the way it was. It just ended up doing a whole lot for no reason at all.
Speaking of
I never heard of these
corpse
items
toss,
before. The boots of striding and springing, but I'm reading them now, and like, yeah, I can see how that could be really fucking crazy for like a heavy build.
Heavy build, and it doubles your jumping speed. So if you dash and just jump with a really high strength score, you're just you can
if
leap.
you have stuff that augments your jumps, you can fucking just jump buildings.
Yeah. It was a little off topic, but my favorite moment was literally like, oh, he's on top of this building. How tall is that building? About 20 feet. I can jump that. Like, what? I can jump that. And I was up there and I grappled him and threw him off. You're down here now. Shit lips.
Good.
That's what I was saying. The character's more disruptive than I intended it to be, but like, damn.
I mean, I think I know you hit the jackpot though.
Yeah. Anyway, a day passes. The other thing on her possession is a book of currents.
Oh.
Basically, it's not a magical item. It is a Happy Harpy book. You can see it everywhere, insigniaed. It's basically a book of air currents, drafts, and things like that, during which seasons are here and there. It basically allows creatures with a flying speed to move quickly across the continent.
I am studying this 100%.
This is kind of how they made their name as the fastest couriers on the continent. They can go anywhere. It's because they made use of this book, and they could close the distance between 2 points the fastest because they had this kind of map.
Yeah, Mason will find Archimedes and be like, hey, and he'll like pull up like the book from like, you know, kind of like a shady drug dealer, like pulls it out from his coat, like, hey man.
You want some air currents, man?
Yeah, hey man, I found this book on air currents. And he like points to the car, like, we gotta study this. This is why they're so fast.
Oh, I just don't care about your boring shit.
Wow.
Wow.
Fucking
Mason
wrecked.
looks like, wow.
Interestingly,
There are no
Current,
circles
man.
involved in air currents.
He Ghost walks back into car, turns heater on.
Interestingly enough, when you search the corpse, each of them had a pair of sending stones. So,
so
this is-
many
that-
sending stones.
Hang on.
so if
You can't toss the
someone
corpses yet.
if someone did attune to this slammer device, they can create the links for their party, which is basically sending stone. You know, sending stones, but everybody can connect to the wielder of this device.
Sending
Wait, sending
require
stones
a minute.
get eaten up, right?
What?
Sending stones get eaten up?
No, they don't require attunement either, I don't think.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
cool.
that's
Then I guess
They're
everyone just
worth
takes a sending stone.
So much gold though, like this is a fortune right here.
Fuck
Yep.
it, just sell them.
Yeah, there's
We
that
all
too.
get sending stones?
So with the amount of things here, you basically find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That would be the odd pair out, because a few of them did die off the ship and fall. So
We do
you
have 3
have,
corpses on the back deck.
yeah, you do have. Actually, yeah, there are those on the back deck. So we'll grab
initials
those.
back.
I just deleted one now, so we'll move those up here. I think I grabbed all the rest of them, didn't I? Nope, there's 2
There's
down
one
here.
in here. There's one in the control room.
I was trying to gather them up before.
Yeah, I think it's just the one in the control room, and there's like the one in the under here,
6,
and that's
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You all killed a bunch of people. You have 11 pairs of sending stones.
Well, how many do we need, and how many do we have left over to sell?
Sell. That's also, these are magic items. You can take them to a reforged person and create some effects if you want. Or you can just sell them for money. Buy what you want. You do know the Battaglia are very hungry for magic items, and they are probably the stockpiler of them, so you can definitely do business there if you wanted to as well.
All right then. Who's holding on to these, or just putting them in the group chest?
I just put them in the party loot.
Oh, where is the party loot? Is it
it's a paper, handout page thing in the game, but like
Right.
I don't know if that describes where exactly it is like in the game.
I look at loot and there's just like a bunch of specific items, so I don't know what's the
party loot. I'm not sure where that page is at either. Companions.
Oh, our Firebird did. Oh, it's probably still back there patching.
It's under. Oh no, it's under lost items.
We lost it.
Oh yeah, those are all the stuff you lost in the bag of holding. So we'll create a new handout.
Okay. Let me remove this 11 pairs of sending stones from it.
Oh no, I think we have this black dragon scales and horns too. Yeah, I totally remember that.
Wait, black dragon
Oh
scales?
man, that was a tragedy. A tragedy and a half. Let me tell you.
I don't recall harvesting the dragon for scales. Is that something we did?
I guess it must have been.
Yeah, there was a shadowy drake that we accidentally killed. I think someone decided to loot it.
We were trying to save him from that last dungeon, and
it was my
he was
fault.
too big to get out.
It was my fault.
He ended up dying instead.
Well.
If I killed the dragon, I would simply take it back. Rip to you guys, but I'm different.
I'll give it a picture so it kind of... I threw it in the loot.
Go.
Actually, I'll throw it in the character tab. Makes it easier to keep track of.
Okay, so we have 11 sending stones, but if we all take one sending stone, we would have 5 left.
I mean, do we want to give any to our friends in like different places?
Maybe Double G should have one. I was counting Dawn.
So, who's Double G?
Double G is the pilot of the ship.
Yeah. She's the pilot. You were introduced to her briefly. Ba did before you started feeling a little under the weather, under the feather.
Under the feather.
Under the feather.
Oh, we know besides just
a princess.
Yeah, so you've got a few people here on board already. You got your NPC companion Jaeger. 1, 2, which he doesn't really do much anyway. He's not a very good conversationalist. But if you ever need to tell him to do something, we stand in guard. I mean, you got Luna and Rahza, though. Those two are pretty much a pair. You got Dawn and Zealk, though. I don't know if you want to give Zealk one of the sending stones, which would be called slammer stones when you link them together. That was part of the description that got lost.
Slimer stones?
Slammer stones. Yeah. You've got Double G, your pilot, as well.
Oh, by the way, Mel will say this out loud. I have the spell sending, in case that factors into the decision of how many sending stones we want.
Let's see. I think everyone in the party should have one, just in case. Never know what's gonna happen.
That is a ridiculous number of sending stones. I don't really think we need that.
Well, if we all have one, that means we're all in the same telepathic link thing, right? So we could all communicate to, what is it, Archimedes?
Yeah,
I could telepathically communicate to Archimedes anyway, or to any of you, with the spell sending.
Fair enough.
But sending stones require you not to spend the spell.
Exactly.
That's true.
Stones are also cast here.
We have so many. Why not just give one to everybody in the party, except for Jaeger? Because you don't speak, buddy.
I suppose.
like,
I knew. Well, I used to have a sending stone, but like then I died and lost it. So I don't
So
know.
there's a
I
new
guess
one.
I'm kind of worried if I take a sending stone again, I'm gonna die and lose this one.
Well,
Here you
only
go.
one way to find
Yeah,
out.
power.
Here's
And,
the value in gold that this is like maybe overlooking a little bit. Like gold can buy some.
how much is it? Yeah. Well, hang on. If we all have one, that's 1, 2. I think I said 5 or 6. 6 counting Dawn.
I put everybody in the room here. I put Jaeger out. Do you all want to consider giving one to Luna or Rahza?
Maybe Luna should get one.
Yeah, Luna should maybe get one.
I think we should have Jaeger be the one that gets the slammer thing or whatever the heck you're calling it.
He is unable
if-
to attune to it.
You need to have teleportation circle to attune to it. That's why Archimedes is the one who has it.
Maybe not the. You probably don't have to cast the spell, but be able to cast the spell.
Hmm. So
Jaeger can be like summoned when you need them, right? Like it's like an artifice that you can summon, or is that like a?
He is
constant...
an NPC companion.
Oh, I see. Okay, I thought it was like a summoned creature. Never mind.
oh no, he's a NPC, but he also doesn't speak. So
He's a
a
shadow
sending stone
of
would
his
not help at
former
all.
self.
I don't think he should have a sending stone.
Rude.
So
Maybe
bard.
it's rude, but if he physically cannot use it, that's just money we're throwing away.
So a bard,
Right.
a wizard, a sorcerer, and a warlock can all use the teleportation circle. So those are the classes that can attune to it.
Okay.
So among you all, wizards and bards are pretty much your classes here.
Yeah, I mean, I got a ranger, so I guess I'm out. So I'm not gonna have one of those, but that's alright.
Now you can't attune to the device itself, but you can have one of the stones.
Alright, that's fair.
Handstone. Yeah. So Luna. Is anybody again has a reason not for everybody to have at least one, just to like we could all be in contact?
No, I mean, unless you like.
Well,
I'm sure we even have extra.
for the people in the room, you're odd one stone out. So you want
Well,
Zealk
I'm not
not to
saying
have one?
everybody. Oh, Zealk, no.
Alright.
I think
So you, with the people in this room, this is everybody on board. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wait, no, you're still odd out.
Okay, well, I mean, since I can't be like attuned to one, I could maybe go without you.
Well,
You don't have to attune to
sending
it.
stones aren't attunement. They're just an item that you can use to like send messages to each other.
Okay, and
Magic
Telepathic.
cell phones, but
Yeah,
like
Epic cell
not
phones is good.
smartphones, dumb
But
phones.
only to
Oof.
the other person who holds it and
Yeah,
the one
and
who
also
has the
Luna
device.
if I remember
Now,
correctly.
do we have someone who's actually going to attune to the slammer device? Because this will all be pointless otherwise.
There's Archie.
Yeah. All right,
I
let's
thought
see.
it was-
Let's see.
Archimedes. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are we giving one to Ball?
Oh, well, Archimedes doesn't need one, so
Oh, 1,
because he'll
2,
be the owner of the device.
7. So we're using 7 for everybody here to have one. Except, do we want to give one to Ba?
Alright, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 people, if you count
Right.
Ball. Well, without Ball, you're odd one stone out.
Right. So we'd have.
Ball
a 7.
is fine either way with taking one or not taking one.
How
Wait,
much is
does
it? How
Jaeger
much
have
is
one?
it?
I guess
We,
it doesn't
no,
matter.
we shouldn't give one to the Jaeger. I firmly believe that he can't physically use it, so it's just money that we're not spending. How much is a sending stone actually? That's a good question to ask.
Like 1,000 gold or something.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think we have enough
Yeah, fuck Bod, dude.
pockets. 1,000 gold.
Yeah. So you
Let me double
have.
check.
You would need 4 pairs of 4 pairs of your 11 pairs in order to
Oh,
attune
that's
everyone
what
in this
you mean.
room.
That's what you mean, odd one out.
Yeah, because you need 2, because they're
Hmm.
paired.
Okay. Does a half a sending stone pair count for anything?
It will be attuned to nothing or nobody. I mean, not attuned, but I mean,
Okay, so then we have
If
10
you-
pairs
if
and
you-
we have an extra 11th.
so if you want to count out Ball, you would probably have to count out someone else.
Hmm. Wait, didn't one have to be put into the device anyways?
The device will act as the third one, but it will act as the third one for any number of links.
Okay.
So basically, you all have a sending stone that connects to one other person, and there's a third person in that link at all times through the device. So two people, you're linking two people together, basically.
Okay, so we have. Okay, so let's figure out who's pairing with who.
Each pair can talk to Archimedes, and Archimedes can talk to each pair.
All right, so Archimedes should go in the center.
So we can figure this out later, because once Archimedes attunes to it, he can just put them all in the device, and we can sort the stones out later.
All right.
But basically, we have to decide how many pairs we're going to use. You can sit Ba and Luna out, and just connect you guys.
So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 6 of them. I feel like we should connect to Luna though, because she might be an important contact going forward.
All right, so
bear in mind, I have the sending spell, which I mean does basically the same thing as sending stones, but I can contact anyone that I know, and it uses spell slots which we generate on a rest.
All right, fine. All right, you can.
You're like a gift.
All right,
forgot.
Let's just leave it as our group, and we'll leave out Ba and Luna, and then we'll just use sending when we need to talk to them.
Although there's another point, like real life me, the player is often not able to be here, so it might also be useful if you guys don't want to rely on that.
You know, I feel like let's just keep it 6 of us, and then we can just sell it for gold. You know.
So 3 of the 11 pairs will be on you all, and said Ba doesn't care too much, and Luna is Luna. She's got her goal. Might run into her later. Who knows?
I'm gonna cast sending to check up on her a little while later.
All right. So I said this is what happens during the day. You all realize the properties of these spells, and you all discuss the how we're going to use them and who's going to get what. Which, I mean, Archimedes can always just attune to them all and then sell them anyway. So you'll basically just have to choose a partner who you're going to be linked up with. Because you can talk to them freely, and you can talk to Archimedes freely, but no one else.
All right, Zalman. Partner up. Let's do it. All right. Mine's connected to Valman.
Yeah. So if you want to write in your inventory, sending stone and parentheses who you're connected to might help you keep track of things, but.
All right. Well.
Which we'll just say Mel and Dawn are connected to each other, since those two are the rotating players.
Will we ever meet again? Who knows?
Yeah, so they keep each other informed.
You and me, you're Mason, right? You're Mason?
Yeah, Mason.
Okay, so just making sure I'm matching the voice correct.
Yeah.
Or better question is, who does Iris want to be connected to?
Yeah, Iris.
Who do you want to? Whose voice do you want in your head?
Whose voice do you want?
Archimedes is always going to be in everybody's head.
Looks at last option.
Yeah. I was just suggesting Dawn and Mel be connected, but Iris is who do you want to be connected to?
Iris pretends like he connects to somebody, but doesn't actually connect to anyone.
You don't have much of a choice, but because the other pair is going to be given to somebody.
I don't know how we want to do this. Who does Iris?
The idea of somebody being able to talk in Iris's head whenever he wants to sounds very unappealing to Iris.
Then maybe you should match with Mel, because she could already do that.
Hey.
Yeah, it's a familiar voice in your head.
Iris considers, like, connecting to one of the corpses. That should be good and quiet.
Either way, we can figure this out later. We shall. So this is the end of this day, and I'll go ahead and change the music because it's a little unfitting at the moment.
Yes, the marimba music is getting a little old.
Oh, there's marimba music playing.
Supposed to be suspenseful music, but
yeah. After an hour of listening to that, my head is going crazy.
I just turned down the music.
I usually have a rotation of it, but I couldn't find enough suspense music
I was listening.
at the same time.
Speaking of sending, I'd like to cast sending to someone who isn't here. I will cast sending to Dorian, and I'll say, "Hey, old buddy, old pal, there's gonna be some bodies in the frozen mountain range over here," and she'll describe the area. Come and get them if you want them.
It's cold. It's empty. There's some trees.
So the fate of Dorian has still not been decided. And he is not responding to you.
Oh man!
So you're not sure if your spell is connecting to anybody or not, but you definitely do cast a spell and tell him that.
All right. Do you want me to private message? What's his name?
Damn, he's only not been here one session. What's his name?
No, I know
Yeah,
that.
if you want to do that, or you can do so in the RP channel. It doesn't really matter. I don't think he pays attention too much to the RP channel, but it's whatever you want to do. Whatever y'all decide in between characters. I mean, if it's something important, let me know, and I'll try to integrate it somehow. So the day passes. You all gather around the loot table here, or the meeting room. The planning room. There's a map here and supplies to sort of figure out what your next step is. You figure out what the nature of these items are, what everything does, and discuss what you want to do. The day does pass. The storm starts to quiet down a bit. It's still a heavy snow outside throughout the night. If anybody spending the night outside is
Oh, I'm in the car.
Yeah, you're not gonna have most warmth out there. If you sleep in your if you keep your heavy cold weather gear on, your heavy clothing and all that, it won't be a very restful night, but it will be a night for you. I mean, you'll still still be a long rest, but it won't be very comfortable.
He'll do it with the fire shield, keeping him warm, and turn the heater on, and wearing the cold stuff. And he will sleep because it's his hobby.
For an elf, sleeping is a hobby.
Yep.
I like the dreams.
He had to learn. Yeah, he had to learn to sleep, but he quite enjoyed it. Which is kind of funny because he's sleeping sitting up in a car because he doesn't know how to sleep like a normal person.
Incidentally, your high elf friend here had to do the same thing.
Wiki how to fall asleep shit right there.
With no more interruptions through the night other than the concerning noises the ship is making, considering it almost fell to the ground, most of you are kind of wary of the stability of the ship. Especially since you saw your bats tear pieces of it off. You realize that it's not quite the well put together as she probably makes it out to be, but it is doing its job. The next day comes through, still snowy, but it's light out, it's not a storm. You can definitely do your game of body scotch. Hopscotch with bodies.
Alright guys, today's gonna be a fun day. I want a nice clean match. Viewers to the side.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Mason will make out the rules as he goes along because there are no rules. But, I'm sure it's a fun game of us tossing corpses into magically formed clouds, and that's 10 points. Looks at each other. Yeah, that's 10. Yeah, let's just make that a 10.
It either goes in or it does not. It is quite simple. There's no need for points.
I mean, there's gotta be stuff. I mean, that one looks like a star. There's like a star-shaped imprint in a cloud. That one looks like a hole. I mean, that guy was a little bit fat. He looks like a whale.
Round hole. That should give the most points.
Yeah, if you can do a perfect drop, I mean, there's got to be some skill in that.
All right. Do you all actually want to spend time doing this, or?
Oh, I just wanted RP. I think I'm good.
I want to spend time doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I dislike slavers, and also I don't want dead bodies sitting around in the ship, so I would also assist.
All right, then. I guess we're doing this.
Alrighty. So, let's see. How many bodies do we have? One,
Oh,
two,
I
three,
counted them
four,
and it was
five, six.
21.
20
but I don't know if
something.
that's accurate.
We had 11 pairs, so there was at least 22. I think there was 23 because I deleted
Oh
an
wait,
odd
did
one
you
out.
did you forget to count the elite? Because I just counted there's 22. So 11 pairs. Of
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 pairs. There's 22 of them. There's actually 23 because I deleted one off the map. Yes, the elite got summoned. So yeah, the elite got summoned. So he had one of those stones as well. His body is here. Let's see. The elite, for those who be interested, actually has a +1 longsword. Not a longsword, a longsword. So you can add that to loot if you want to. A few of the slavers would
use longswords.
longsword going once, going twice.
Sold.
Sold.
You can't do or dexterity with the longsword, right? That's strictly a short sword kind of weapon, or skill, I guess. Attribute.
It's a proficiency, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the rangers have it.
Well, but I think he's saying like he's dexterity based.
Yeah, because I'm trying to replace my
finesse.
my something I'm actually good.
Yeah, longswords have finesse.
Longsword.
I don't think they do.
Longswords do not have.
No, they have versatile.
Yep.
Well, that's for one or two handed though.
Yeah, they don't have finesse, unfortunately.
All right, that's the money pile.
What can?
Let us see.
Who can edit the party loot?
Oh, I probably haven't given him my permission.
Yeah, because we can
Edit
put in
by
the...
all players. There you go.
So we'd have 5 sending stones and 1 +1 longsword.
The ship loot.
Yeah, party loot.
So we have 23 corpses here. Who all is participating in corpse toss?
I think we're all participating, right?
Corpse scotch.
What was the name you called it earlier? Like body drop or something?
Dead drop.
Dead drop. Yeah, I like dead drop.
I like that dead drop.
Dead drop.
We're gonna find a sign on the outside this building later on, explaining the rules of dead drop.
I'm adding right now. It's creator of the game Dead Drop.
All funds and proceeds, please go to Mason.
Yeah, all funds go to the card. There's a board game.
So Luna will definitely be out here watching. Everybody participating, please report to the deck.
I'm gonna cast some spells. Give me some buffs on this.
Well,
Mason
that's cheating.
All right. Is it cheating, or are we going natural, or?
Yep. So that's for you all. That's for you all to kind of decide.
All right, fine.
Valman, are you participating in Dead Drop?
Yeah, I'll participate.
Alright.
So... Why is Zealk there? Are we tossing Zealk out when wrapped in chains?
I mean, she
getting
doesn't like
everybody out here. Dawn would be on the deck as well. Mel, are you participating in Dead Drop?
Of course.
Alrighty. So we have 5 players of Dead Drop. Same with you, Archimedes?
Oh, absolutely. Along with that. Wait, no, Jaeger's joining. He's a part of Dead Drop.
Alright, so he can be his own person if you want to.
He can be his own person. Oh, that is so tragic to hear.
Well, I mean, like, I figured,
Hold on.
You want him helping you, or do you want him to be his own?
Yeah, this is a solo contender sport. Every man for themselves.
So do you want? Okay.
Unless we do teams. Let's do individual. Let's do individual.
Individual contestants.
Let's not complicate this.
All right. So we'll just say you have 4 bodies. There's maybe a leg extra you found somewhere. You'll just kind of consider part of a body.
It's bonus points.
So you all have 4 chances here. How about each of you roll 4d20? Archimedes, roll for Jaeger as well.
Not bad.
Now, how are you all cheating?
Oh, do we?
What? Sorry.
How are we
Now,
all cheating?
Yeah, you said you all are going to use spells and things. So how are you all cheating?
I know. I said I'd cancel that because you said they said, or I don't know who said it, but someone said, let's just do it.
Yeah, I have no spells.
that'd be
They're
me.
gonna help me with.
Alrighty. So let's see here. With the wind going as far as it is, we'll just say you put this clouds further on down, or however you want to do it. We'll just say with no modifiers, a 14 is to hit your mark. So anybody who rolled above a 14 can add 10 points. So Mason Marley, you got 30. Joey, you got 30. Archimedes, yourself only got 20 points. Mel, you only got 10. Jaeger got 30. And Valman, you only got 10. So Jaeger, Iris, and Marley are tied for 30 points.
Tiebreaker?
How are we going to resolve this tiebreaker?
We toss the toes.
Duel to the death.
Did we already toss out the corpses?
Yeah, that is all of the corpses. 4 of them divided among all of you.
Hang on, I got this. Mason's thinking to himself, looks at trees.
Hey, Zealk, can you summon more of them?
Oh my fucking god.
That's too good. That's too good.
No. I've already attuned or I guess no. How does attunement work? We figure it out.
I'm debating. Let's see. Do we have anything we could throw? Anybody who can fly? Anyone want to be a participant? Your bonus points. Toss a harpy. They fly through.
Let's do a marksmanship competition to break the tie, and then I can also participate and then just win.
But no.
Yeah, sounds.
Alright, so you can attune to another person's item and they'll break the attunement, or if you're away from your attuned item for more than 100 feet for a day, then it'll also break attunement. But if you attune to her item, it'll break attunement for herself and give you attunement. Basically, the newest one will override the old one.
All right.
Alright.
Oh, I got an idea. Mason says, hang on, I got an idea. And he will run in for just a moment. And then he will come out dragging several new corpses, which are barrels disguised as bodies with the power of seeming.
Where'd you get those?
Christmas came early this year.
And he'll line up one for each person, for each of the 3 finalists. Him, Jaeger, and who was the other person who got it? It was Iris.
We might need those.
He brought empty barrels.
Yeah, Double G sees through it as well. She is an intelligent creature, or intelligent NPC. She's like, do not throw away my supplies!
They're empty. They're empty corpses. Looks around for the people who don't realize the deception. Empty corpses.
Unfortunately, all the people left are intelligent people. Well, not Jaeger. He just assumes, I guess. All right.
If someone figures it out, he's not trying to be malicious. He's just trying to keep the show going.
So Jaeger, since you're making this pour, let's probably should have did this before. You set the difficulty of the throw. What do they have to hit this? Because I set 14 this last time, but since you're actually making the goal posts, what do you set it as? You want to make it?
Set it to be?
Yeah. What D20 roll do they have to hit to beat it?
19.
Okay.
Brutal.
On a basic D20 roll?
On a D20?
All right.
Great.
It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be difficult.
I mean, it was pretty easy the first round. All right.
Says the people not participating. You say this for the people who's not participating.
I'm over here on 10 points.
All right. So, I think it's safe. Can we just say that for expediency's sake that I just seaming some barrels to look like corpses and drag them out?
Yeah. So we'll do one round. All of you roll a D20. Jaeger, Mason, and Iris.
Let's go. Lucky D20. That was not the lucky D20.
Oh,
that was
no.
Right. No one.
All
no
3
one
of you
it.
miss. So we'll go through another round. All 3 of you roll another.
Wait, did we just do the reverse of the same rolls? 8, 4.
Not quite.
Oh, almost. All right.
All
Next
right.
round.
Iris is not. I mean,
Maybe I will make bigger circle this time.
all right. So what do you want to set the new thing to?
17.
17.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. You see Double G more
Oh.
and more upset that her barrels are getting thrown overboard, but
They're empty. They're empty. Oh, come on. Empty corpses.
There's just like all this stuff spewed out from the barrels just on the floor.
I like the 15 DC.
Ooh.
2.
Oh my god. All
all
right.
right. What's the new roll? Is it keeping it 17?
High roll wins.
Oh.
Closest to the circle.
We will make
So-
bullseye, and closest to bullseye is winner.
Bullseye wins.
All right. So go ahead and do your rolls
All right.
now,
All right.
Mason.
Oh.
You get the
Mason.
closest, not by much, but Iris, it's debatable between who won between you two. But Mason, it looks like you might have won.
You know, I spent that time reading that book about air currents, and you know, it's helped me out. I think I got it. And he goes
It's
to
all
shake
right.
Iris's hand.
You tried your best.
Wait, who are you saying that to?
Jaeger.
No, he will go to shake your hand, Iris.
If y'all want to decide more rules on dead drop, we'll throw that in somewhere.
It'll be an evolving game.
I imagine maybe doing something based off of decks. Whoever makes the circle sets the DC, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe like
We'll figure it out.
Food or something like that.
Like different sizes or like if we fight if the size large creature, it's like that's bonus points.
Imagine it's
can,
all
like,
just
you know,
dragging the. I imagine after the next mission, you're just dragging the dead onto the corpse. Like, what are y'all doing with those bodies?
Why do you
None of your
guys have
business.
300 dead people with you?
It's like
None of your
why are
business.
you bringing that giant's limb? It's like
No.
you know.
I imagine this is going to eventually devolve into Iris just summoning creatures like, all right, I summoned 10 bats here. Just tie them up and throw them overboard.
It's like I got this. I'll push the car and the car will roll out and be the perfect.
Yeah, how many level 0 squirrels can I summon with a level 7 spell slot?
Oh, jeez.
Maybe you get flying squirrels so that like it's like a team effort. You gotta get the squirrel to work with you.
No.
Oh,
That
God.
doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, if it's a flying squirrel, can it just like it reaches
They're
terminal
supposed to be
velocity?
dead.
and
They can't
flies?
help.
All right,
That
well, you
would
know,
be
we'll
light
come up with,
I
you
mean,
know,
Iris
with
commands them, so I mean, he's going to win.
I mean, this is called dead drop, not a live drop.
All right, look,
Exactly.
it's only for special occasions when we have corpses on board. We need to clean up. We need to have some fun. You know, as the creator and first victor of Dead Drop, of the Dead Drop games, rings on a cup with a fork, whatever they do with. And
Next time, we'll cut them up and have more chances.
yeah.
Ooh,
Next time, put the bodies a little bit.
Fucking God.
Hope I'm on the show.
What about the living undead? Can we toss those?
That's
I mean,
debatable.
sure.
You know, we gotta write down some rules for this.
Yes, perhaps we need to find Necromancer.
Oh man, I
necromancer
used to
would
know a
be a good
necromancer. He's around here somewhere. If we really want to, we could go and seek him out. But it sounds like he's got his own stuff going on.
He would get a kick out of this.
He's
Yeah,
also
maybe.
dead, so like I don't think he'd be happy about
He
participating.
could
if we
he's a
tried.
necromancer.
he could be a
That's
part of the
okay.
games.
We could toss him.
Anyway, I think that game worked well. Claps hands.
Yeah. Good job, everyone.
Yeah, good work. I hope everyone enjoyed the show.
We find out later that we get a
We
mission
rained on a
later
village.
about a bunch of scared villagers having dead bodies rain down on top of them from.
Oh my
That's
god.
true.
Oh
I
my
was just
God.
assuming that this was like a deserted wasteland.
Yeah, just
yeah, for sure.
bodies raining
Please.
from the sky.
Yeah, there's nobody there. There's nobody there.
Please tell me we have viewers, Krem. Please tell me there's someone who's seeing this nonsense.
Oh, I was looking up music falling from the or like men fall wherever it was music.
Rhinestone.
Oh, I know the song. Yeah.
The
Rain and
theme
Man.
song to Fall Guys.
Yeah, it's raining, man.
It's actually what I'm gonna name the title of this video.
Oh yes.
Oh no! Oh, that's right. We're being streamed. Oh, this is terrible.
Oh, hello everyone.
No, it's great. It's great.
I swear we're
Now
not
we've
psychopaths.
shared this game to the world. There's already an audience for the very first inaugural dead drop.
Alrighty.
And this is, yeah.
Oh my god, that's too good.
Oh no! I can never show my
Apologies.
voice again on Twitch. Oh no! This is so embarrassing.
You should definitely show your coworkers this.
It's like, what did you do?
Everyone.
Well, there was a new game.
We invented a game.
Yeah, I invented a game. You know,
One for the whole family.
it's a good team building exercise. Any enemies?
Eventually we're gonna need to work on making a little league for this too, because the kids
Oh
need
yeah.
to participate
When two ships cross paths in the sky, it's like, hey, we
Yeah.
just slew a family of griffins. What do you got? Oh, we got some pirates. All right, let's get ourselves a game going.
Yeah, we gotta make this game for children. What? For children or throwing children? Either or.
First one, then the other.
It is a game for kids, so it's gonna have a lot of teamwork. So eventually there's gonna have to be like a teamed, sport.
Yeah,
They can work together to kill the guy, then they can throw it overboard.
We can swap it out. Oh, I should.
Oh
use
yeah,
information rolls.
you
foolish.
bring a certain amount of people on each deck, and then it's or on each side of each ship, and then it's like, all right, everybody you kill, you can throw, and then it's like a race so you can get to the point limit. But we'll come up with that's another game. This is the first of the series.
At first we were thinking of getting rid of slavery. Now I think we need more slavery so we can have gladiator battles, so we have more bodies.
We just reverse it. We reverse it. It's like if you do it with slavers, that's how it's truly meant to be played. That's the original intent of the game. You have to throw slavers overboard.
There is a gladiator arena in Earth Summit and in the Earthen Kingdoms.
Hey,
Oh my god.
They should need. They'll have.
Hey,
good
yeah, no, this is gonna take off, guys.
Hey guys, I think it's gonna be a big hit.
Oh yeah.
All right.
The new goal will be the arena itself.
Oh
Yeah.
god. Yeah, no one's gonna show up. It's gonna be like
if
You're in the splash zone.
Yeah, if you hit an audience member, well, that's just more bodies to drop.
That's double points.
There you go.
Double points, man. You hit a double point. There you go.
You
Oh,
get
God,
extra chance. You get the reroll basically.
It's like the Olympic Games. They're just like, all right, next up on the docket, we have dead drop. Skyships coming from all directions.
It's gonna be a new town event that happens once a year.
Yeah.
They
Anytime you have dead corpses on board, it's a good cleanup game for kids. Teaching them how to clean up after the kills.
it'll involve
We're gonna have to make this society a purge society. So like on Tuesday they have their purge, and Wednesday they have dead drop.
Yeah. Hey, it cheers everybody up.
the losers. The losers of the purge.
Hey, I'm just saying, prisons are a bit over capacity, and this would be an excellent way to empty them.
We do have a city. We don't have. We do have a city we are creating. It's still in the works. The Battalia city. They definitely know the spell Gentle Repose, so they can definitely save you some.
I don't know. I think the Battalia might not drop the same way they're supposed to.
Well, the Battalia honor their dead, so you won't be able to do it down there anyway. But
We could just grab some weeds and throw it overboard. About the same effect.
Dawn scowls at you if he was here.
But he's not. Well,
Wait.
that went very well.
Yeah. So if we're done with our fun, new, exciting, kid-friendly game, about a few hours after this, the excitement of it all winds down. Everybody's talking about the rules of the game, maybe accusing each other of not playing fair, or it came up a few times. Luna and Rahza will just, this has been fun. I appreciate you all letting us on board. I know, thanks to Zealk, may have been more than you bargained for. I definitely didn't mean to drag you all into my mess. But
Hey, we're always up to help people flee slavery.
Yep.
yes, you may have saved my entire race. So, Once we get something arranged, I'll be sure to remember you fine folk. But we are the halfway point in your adventure, and we are closest to the desert. This is where we shall part ways. We'll fly the rest of the way to the capital.
Yes, likely need to be very careful, as Zealk knew where you were going, likely shared 2 other slavers.
Before you go, this might help at the start, and Mason will step up and cast. I believe that's touch base. Yeah, so he will touch Luna on the shoulder, giving her synchronicity for an hour. So when she leaves.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Just an extra little edge.
Yeah, she'll be super slow.
Wait, can I also do? Oh, actually, yeah, I can also just do long strider. So, get all the buffs.
Long stride is a speed buff, right?
Yeah, it's extra 10 feet of movement.
Which for a flying creature is a lot.
Yeah. So I could just stack things, man.
Yeah.
Mason gets tempted to start like going down, and he's like, "Oh, no, I'm gonna hold it there. I'm gonna hold it there."
You want to be invisible? You want to go into the 0 realm? What do you want?
Yeah. Well, one thing I think maybe we forgot is that Rahza will take the wrapped up body of the person they brought on board, and they'll start to set off if you want to give them your blessings.
There was another body for dead drop, and we just let it slip.
Oh no, Rahza locked that in her room when the talk of dead drop happened.
Okay.
This is her brother. This is who you found in the fire dungeon, and this is also
Fire dungeon.
This is also Zealk's, the father of her kids, which is also the person who enslaved her like 12 years ago. But she admitted she doesn't have the best of judgment. So.
Well, I mean that's a mixed bag of yes or no on dead drop, but
Look, it was that fire dungeon. Most of us who went in there didn't make it out, and we got this body out. So I don't know. It cost a lot to get it. I'd rather not just throw it away. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, the desert Arkakra. They are the normal ones, not the brutal one, the brutish ones, the slavers. They honor their dead. They use every part of their dead. Meat, flesh, bones, everything. Yep. In the desert, you use everything you can. You don't let a single resource go away. And this is what her people do. They honor their dead by making sure none of them go to waste.
Oh, wait a minute.
Bear in mind, this is like an ancient mummified-looking corpse too.
yeah.
Yep.
Mason's just gonna.
There's not much left to it, but
fucking goes away.
the bones will be used. Basically, yeah.
What the fuck did I get myself into?
So,
Hey, want some scrambled eggs?
yeah. This new morning you are presented
Rolled
with.
out the window.
This morning you were presented with breakfast again. Not that well cooked, of course. It's a little burnt in a few places, but scrambled eggs will be on the menu again.
Okay,
What?
Mel will grab an egg that isn't cracked yet, and she's gonna cast Speak with Animals at it.
Solid setup.
It
Like,
is
"Hey."
not.
Wait,
It is not alive.
She'll talk with it. She's like, see, it's not talking back. You don't need to be afraid about eating them. This is not that weird.
rolls
Come
up
on.
window and the car
wait.
just starts rolling away.
Hold on.
He just yells out, "I'm not gonna eat a sentient egg.
This is not a sentient
Sentient
egg.
creature egg.
Eggs are not sentient. Don't be a
Sentient
wimp.
creature's egg."
It could be one of your harpy friends' eggs, or maybe the Arkakra, maybe the plethora of Arkakra that raided your airship. Maybe
Either
a few of them
way-
laid an egg upon their death.
Mason is literally just like I'm guessing that like I'm just assuming that you're like chasing him, and he's just gonna slowly be just doing circles around, just like nope, not eating that fucking egg.
Come on, man, you're being so weird about this. It's an egg. It's not a sentient creature.
It came from one.
She didn't say that. She didn't mean anything by that, little eggy. Don't worry about it.
Mason
Don't worry,
is now
little
literally...
eggy. Don't worry, little eggy. I'll protect you with some
I'll
salt
protect
and
Iris
Is
just
that
eats it
Tabasco?
raw.
yeah.
Mason will have everything
Ours is a
but the
lizard
eggs.
folk. I imagine you kind of like a reptile, or just like swallow eggs whole, like a
I don't think
snake or
reptiles
something.
do.
Yeah.
Reptile things.
What is wrong with everybody
Mel's
here?
gonna go back and continue eating eggs and say to Archie and Iris, you know, one time I did make some scrambled eggs from my own eggs when we were traveling before.
Did you eat them?
Makes sense to me. It's not wasteful that way.
Did Mel
Mason
eat them?
looked at
That's an
you.
important question, because that would technically be cannibalism.
Well, yeah, I guess Mel would eat
Whoa.
them because, like, egg-laying creatures probably have a very different idea about eggs than mammals do.
Does this count as self-harm, since you're eating a part of yourself?
No,
Oh,
eggs are not a part of
cannibalism.
yourself.
Mason gets out of the car.
I mean, is
walks
getting
up
a
to you.
haircut self-harm? It's not. That would be
Only
ridiculous.
if you
What
eat the hair
is
afterwards.
wrong with you?
Yeah. I mean, your own urine is sterile, right?
What's wrong with you?
I
You
probably
ate.
No
He
big deal.
literally takes your shoulders and he's like shaking you as he says this. You ate your own eggs.
It's a
Do
bit.
Well,
you
yeah.
even hear yourself?
They were all unfertilized, so like there was nothing would have come of them anyway.
This is
How can we be sure?
this
Mason
is
takes some steps.
this is the slow story of how Mason slowly the tale of Mason how he became a vegan.
Mason goes to Valman, he's the only sane person he guesses is here, and he looks and he says, "Please, tell me you do not eat your sentient creature's eggs."
Wait, to who?
You.
To you.
Oh yeah,
No.
I mean, I guess I would if they're not fertilized.
Oh
You eat-
no!
Harpy and Aarakocra eggs.
They are quite tasty. You should try one instead of complaining.
Did you say yes?
Iris takes one and just kind of cracks it in his hand and lets the goo like slip down his hand.
Well, I mean, is there really anything different about one species egg compared to another? They're all just eggs.
Yes, there is. I'll eat a chicken egg. A chicken egg is fine, because a chicken egg won't go and become. It's just like he's just
Wait a
like
minute.
he's having a little bit of a just.
All right.
This is,
Yeah, so Luna, Zealk, and Rahza are used to other species eating their eggs, so they're a little desensitized to it. But it is getting close time, we call it. Before I figure we get started on the next section before we got close to time, but we had a little fun, which is the point of D&D. Created a new game called Dead Drop, where we chuck the bodies off the side of a ship. So we had a bit
will just fall off.
bit of fun. Resolved a situation with a close friend that betrayed us. The next section, as you pass through the desert, you start to see the drifts approach. At the edge of the desert, you do see the great air elementals and the air genasi drawing in wind from the drifts, freezing their desert over, which was a blistering, scorching land yesterday, but is now turning into a cold, icy desert today. Probably going to stay that way for a while. You see Luna and Rahza kind of look at each other when they notice this. They were hoping for a warmer trip, not a colder one. They're a little tired of cold. But, and this is where we start approaching the drifts themselves, the giant ice drifts on the side of the continent. We're only about a day and a half through when we started Dead Drop, so we'll probably end the day on Dead Drop. So you're 2 days through your journey. Another day, and you'll be there. Now, do we want to continue a little further, or how's everybody feeling right now?
I'm
Personally,
fine.
I've kind of got a couple school things, so I'm probably going to want to drop off here. But
yeah, Steph
No.
midnight for me, so I'm pretty much done here.
Yeah, that might be a good.
Alrighty.
Finish up.
Sounds good. We will continue next week's session into our journey into the drifts and our approach to the Slayer village, or the Slayer town, wherever it is. And this is where we'll begin our the quest to slay the Titan monster.
Awesome.
Oh, and looks like we did get a few viewers.
Oh no, this is so embarrassing.
Condolences, viewers.
Just want to thank everybody who did show up. We are no means professional, but we do have a lot of fun.
I don't know.
Anybody
I
want
started a very professional game, fun for the whole family.
Yeah, Dead Drop, fun for the whole family.
Yes.
You know,
Pretty soon you will find Dead Drop being played by everyone.
we are not sponsored by Harpy Eggs. I want to make that clear. We are in protest of it.
Best eggs, are you kidding me?
Speak for yourself.
Brother,
Mason looks at the elf who ate their own eggs,
Well,
as far as he's aware.
we're going to return to the Earthen
It's really
Kingdoms
okay.
to find an entire company that just sells harpy egg. It's going to be run by harpies.
Oh my god.
It's like Girl Scout cookies, but with harpies.
Listen,
Oh,
you're
God.
creating lore with me for me right now.
That's a great idea. That's hilarious. I can't believe I didn't think about this when I was still an egg. Like
Mason nosedives right off the side. Can't do this anymore.
Alrighty, well, this is going to be the end of the stream and end of the session. Anybody want to have any last minute comments? Anything you want to say or anything about the session? Is everybody good?
We need more dead bodies.
Need more dead bodies. If anyone knows any dead bodies.
Yeah. Hey, if you're a passing ship and you got a little bit of extra space, stock up with some dead bodies, and you might have a fun game on your hands.
Yeah, there's gonna be tales circling around about the dead drop.
Yeah.
So,
you want to know
I'm
something,
thinking
Grim?
we need to go find the Red Ghoul again. Get his help for this game.
Oh my god.
cast ascending at him if you want.
He could be like Jabba the Hutt to our Dead Drop game.
Grim, I just want to let you know, Dead Drop is now 100% a thing in Alvara. I'm definitely making that a thing there.
Good.
That's the other game.
Well, all
that
those
Grim's not playing.
little sky places is gonna be a popular game.
Yeah, you guys have a map to a few sky locations, so you'll discover the wonders of the sky people and their wondrous game, Dead Drop.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna end the session here. Everybody want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Bye.
viewers.
See ya.
Bye.
Alrighty, we are